Hey everybody, this is Dave from the Boston Sports Nerds podcast, the B.S.N Show. We've all used iTunes, and we've all used Google Play, and we've all used whatever podcast app you use on your phone right now to listen to the podcast you're listening to. What you probably haven't used is podchaser.com. It's a brand new website. It's in beta right now, and the Boston Sports Nerds have been lucky enough to develop a beta code. You can go to podchaser.com right now and register using the code Boston. It's as simple as that, just Boston. We have 100 free signups for any user right now, but you have to be one of 100. The first 100 people to use the code Boston get in on the ground floor of possibly the greatest podcast listening website. Go there. As soon as this thing's up and running, you're going to be able to rate, review individual episodes. It's not like iTunes where you have to like the whole show. You can let the podcaster that's creating the content know which ones you really like and which ones you really don't. Let your voice be heard. Podchaser.com. Use the code word Boston.
Hold up!
My name is Dave. This is Joe.
I listened to that podcast and I was like, I am with him.
That sounds really cool. And then Chris Humphrey's hard fouls and Kevin Garnett pushes him straight to the third row.
Let's go.
My name is Dave. This is Joe.
Let's go.
This is the Boston Sports Nerds podcast, the BS Nerd Show. Joe, you got anything you want to say before you go?
No, we have talked a lot.
We have tons of nothing left in the tank.
Let's go. Welcome back, everybody. This is the 25th very special milestone episode right here, right? 25 down, 25 weeks ago. 25
Yes, sir.
Sweet, sweet weeks ago. Aaron and I sat on this couch.
Oh,
Made
25 weeks
No.
ago.
Well, I want to say...
Well, it was like 28
No, I was going to
weeks
say
ago.
it was 27 or
Because we missed a
28. We
couple.
missed a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought you said 25 weeks to go, as in we were only going to do 50 of these. Then
That's it.
finale,
That's
we're
it.
done.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, go
So
fuck
season
off.
1 is over. We're going to wrap this thing up. Season 2.
We're shutting it down for the
Shutting
summer.
it down. Yep. Well, off season here. No, of course we'll be back next week with the results of this Hall of Fame episode. I'm excited about this. This is like 13 for you, right? You came in around 11, 12?
I think 11.
11.
I think 11.
Yeah, episode 11 is your
11
first
was
one.
my,
So you got
first one,
this is your 14th one under the belt. And God, 28 weeks ago or so we did it. That was like fucking November?
It was the
December.
end of November.
End of November, December. Man, it was nice. Cuddled up. Keeping warm.
Just
Man,
sounds,
it was such
you know,
the good old
had that hot cocoa
had
going.
the hot cocoa going. Then we got our third man in. Got to fuck him in.
Aaron was talking about going back and listening to him because we were getting ready for the. He was talking about the sound quality difference.
Oh, it's insane.
Yeah, so I went back and listened to the first one I was on, and it's like,
It's nice.
oh, this is very obviously 3 people huddled around it.
Yeah.
You know, like a
One mic.
$40
one
mic.
mic. Yeah.
Well, also, it's like you listen to it, and then you listen to our first episode with the other mics. The
Right.
2 little dinky
that
mics.
buzz. Oh.
And that sound, I was like, oh my God.
Sweet buzz.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we should have. The intro music should have just been Nas's one mic until we went with the new situation. That should have been it. Should have been Nas's one mic.
That song's way too deep for this podcast.
It is. That's true. We're very on the surface show here. So how you guys doing? What's up?
I'm all right.
Good?
All right. You know?
Excited for the show?
You know.
I'm interested to see what gets voted in. What about you? How you doing?
I'm good.
How was work on Sunday?
It's like work every other
Yeah,
day.
I ran into Joe at my my local grocery store, and
Yeah.
it was nice. It was nice surprise. We talked about the finals.
Yeah.
Speaking of the finals,
Which I was completely right about.
nailed it in 5.
Yes.
Nailed it in 5. Both you guys. I thought I'd go 6. I did, but good for you.
All I saw
your
was
thoughts?
all the big story was like, look at LeBron, he's fighting. Yeah, no, he just didn't want to give them the sweep. He didn't want to give them another record.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
it was sabotage by the Warriors. They didn't want to win in Cleveland. They were just like, nah, we'll give it to them.
Yeah, we give it to because
We'll give it to 'em.
last time they were at home, Cleveland beat them.
I want to just
the
celebrate.
finals.
I want to celebrate in Golden State.
Yeah, and that could be true. I mean, that fucking Cleveland scored 48 points in the first quarter, 84 and a half.
Yeah, but
and that just shows to me though, like how perfect you have to play to beat the Warriors. Like you have to score, maybe not 48, but like 40 a quarter. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? To because they finished that first quarter up like 48-39.
It's
crazy.
I just heard it. Like Golden State is also like in the tops and whatever in defense, all the defensive categories too.
Yeah.
Team is amazing, man.
It's so good. Did you see that right now they're minus 200 to win next year?
Oh, why wouldn't they be?
It's crazy. I've never seen a champion where you lose money betting $100.
Yeah,
That's why you have to bet 200.
Why wouldn't they be
to make 100?
Granted,
it's crazy.
Aren't KD and Curry both technically free agents?
I see. I thought
no, KD's still under one. He's got 1 year.
He's got a player option.
Yeah, but he still can. He's technically still on the team.
I thought that Curry was a free agent this year. I think it's next year.
Yeah,
I think
it's
so.
This year.
Because I think there'd be more talk about where's Curry going to go. And I know most people think Golden State's going to get it, but like there's always the what if talk.
Have you been hearing the talk about like possible people going to the Cavaliers?
Yeah, Paul George, Chris Paul.
That's not who I'm talking about, though.
Who?
I'm talking about one person that will ensure that LeBron James never wins a championship if he goes to the Cavaliers.
Carmelo Anthony.
That's it.
That's it. That's the one. Yeah.
The human garbage can himself, Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
What is it called when you have the thing in your sink, a disposal?
Oh, like the garbage disposal?
That's what he is. When the ball gets passed to him, it just shreds it and sucks it into him.
He is pretty bad. And he can score the basketball, but yeah, I don't like that. There's like some talk like, should they trade Kyrie Irving and get Chris Paul and Blake Griffin? And I was like, you get worse for sure.
Curry is a free agent
this year.
Yeah,
unrestricted or restricted?
I thought so.
It just says that he played out his contract this year.
That's interesting. I'm wondering if he's
the last year of his
contract.
contract.
I think they're pretty much.
They're saying that
going
he's up for the. I mean, obviously a max contract.
Yeah.
They're saying there's a possibility he's eligible for a $205 million deal
because he made the All NBA team.
Right.
He made all those things.
You brought it up that Durant might actually opt out of his contract,
right?
So that he can sign
give more cap,
more team friendly deal,
right? Yeah. And because all you got to do is once you get Curry done, he has bird rights. You can go into the hard cap with him, and then you still have some money left over for another free agent. Durant doesn't have bird rights with the Warriors, so then they can just approach him like a free agent again. You know what I mean? So they can use their money on him.
What if he left and went to Boston now?
How would you feel?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, Joe, because I remember you saying about how like you felt it would be different if he went to Boston. Now, how would you feel now if he goes to Boston? Like, I think it would be amazing if he came out and just said flat out, listen, I'm a hired gun. I'll go wherever I feel I can win a championship, and they'll pay me the money to do it.
Right. If he just came like full heel turn,
I would feel better. Like I feel like that's not as shitty of a move.
Yeah.
To go to Boston,
because your beef is that they were a really really good team already.
They were probably in this. You probably would have had this matchup without Kevin Durant.
Now I can say this, and I feel confident in this. They don't win that championship without him. This year.
They don't.
Dude dropped 35 a night. LeBron James averaged a triple-double. That team would have been too much. I think Durant earned that chip.
It's easy to say that now, but
yeah, no, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like you look back at that championship without Kevin Durant there, they don't win that championship.
They won in 5. I mean,
they
could have still won.
With the guy that
might
scored
have gone 7 though.
Yeah, with the guy that scored over 180 points.
I know, but those points go somewhere else. It's not like they just disappear. I don't think they just disappear.
No, I know, yeah. But I'm saying, like, each guy might get, like...
How many games were close? I mean...
Yeah, not a lot. Not a lot. I mean, the game 1, 2, where Durant hit the game winner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With, like, 50 seconds left, put him up or whatever.
That was 3, wasn't it?
Was that 3? It might have been. It was, like, 2 or 3.
I think 3... With the first one in Cleveland is when it was close.
Yeah, that might be true.
The first 2 in Golden State were
complete
complete blowouts.
Yeah.
Then the first one in Cleveland
was the game winner.
Was a close one where Durant
and Kyle Korver missed the open shot. Right.
And then LeBron. And then they won. They played out of their heads.
Yeah.
And they won. And then the last game wasn't actually that much.
That was a good game.
They only won by like 9 points.
Yeah, that was actually a good game. Cleveland had the lead.
Yeah.
So that was actually a good game.
LeBron shaved his head. Officially is going to go ball.
You see him going back and forth with Draymond Green on Twitter too?
No, supposedly they're like really close.
LeBron and Draymond were going back and forth. Draymond wore a shirt
said Quickie.
That said Quickie,
right?
Like the Quicken Loans Arena.
Yeah, it had like the same logo. Yeah.
it said quickie, and then LeBron said that's what she said on that's what he commented on the photo, and then he posted a picture of LeBron with the no hair, the Jordan look, and he put the Dubs finally got to him or something like that.
No kidding. That's funny. Yeah, they were talking to Draymond about it at the parade today, and he was like, nah, he's like, listen, I remember LeBron wearing the Ultimate Warrior shirt. He's like, last year, whatever. And he's like, that was a shot at us, obviously, wearing the wrestler shirt. He's like, and then they had the Tombstone cookies that said 3-1 on them. And he was like, yeah, the quickie shirt is cool. You know what I mean? I got no problem with that, or whatever. And he's like, it's all love. We're friends. It's we're cool, whatever.
That's, what's his name? I'm going to sound real dumb as a Patriots fan. Oh, Patricia coming off the plane with the Goodell.
Yeah, with the Goodell, right,
with the Goodell clown shirt.
Right. Yeah, I got no problem with that.
He's doing a meet and greet this week somewhere.
Patricia?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, is it at MIT?
No.
Is he doing a symposium?
No. It's some I want to say it's I don't want to say it's a bar.
Right.
But it's
one of those
public place. Yeah, public
you guys
place to meet
set
and greet him.
Set an over-under on how many times we hear that he's a rocket scientist during the football season?
Yeah, the bar's at 199,000.
It's about 5 times every game.
Right.
So,
yeah.
5 times 6.
See, if you get Collinsworth, it's 25 times.
Yeah. Did you guys know Matt Patricia, rocket scientist?
Right. Oh, God. It's the fucking worst. So, yeah, I don't know. I know it was a good finals. I'm glad they won. And to me, it felt like Durant I know what you're saying. He joined a team that was great, but he didn't ride that wave.
I don't like the narrative that he's the best player in the NBA now, though.
That always happens whenever you see a real great player get beat by another great player.
He played really well.
He did.
They say that Jordan took the torch from Magic when they beat them in the finals.
He played really, really well. But why is all of a sudden he better than LeBron?
Right.
Because
he's not. He's not.
Because he won one time with a the best supporting cast in all of basketball.
Yeah.
The history of basketball.
Right. I mean this is the best team. That takes away a lot of people's careers.
This is the best team ever.
I don't know. It's close. It's in the 3. It's in the top 3.
What if I told you that I was going to build a team with a perennial All-Pro. All-Pro. Pretty much every year he's been in the league.
Right.
And then I'm going to take 2 of the greatest 3-point shooters ever to play in the NBA.
Probably the best two-way player, shooting guard in the league.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson.
And then the best 3-point shooter to ever play.
Right.
And then I'm going to put a guy who's a double-double threat pretty much every night and a great defender.
Right.
And then Zaza Pachulia.
Yeah, he's out there for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's a great team. I'm not saying it's not great, but... we were just watching the Best of Enemies 30 for 30.
Yeah.
That Boston Celtics, the 86 Celtics, had 5 Hall of Famers. One of them came off the bench.
No, they had 5 Hall of Famers and a Hall of Famer that came off the bench.
No, they have 5. One of them comes off the bench. It was Bird, McHale, Parrish, DJ, Bill Walton. That was the 5.
Okay.
So, but they were saying they have 5 Hall of Famers, and one of them came that wasn't even your starting 5. You had one Hall of Famer. Just coming off your bench. That's crazy.
Yeah,
guy just couldn't stop breaking his feet.
Klay Thompson, Hall of Famer? Maybe.
I mean, if he stays on this pace, he is
Zaza
one
Pachulia,
of the
Hall
best
of Famer?
three-point shooters. He's definitely not.
Definitely not. Draymond Green, a Hall of Famer?
No.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Kevin Durant's also very
I'm not saying that just because I hate him. I
don't think
he will.
I think he's a really good player.
He's very young. Not a Hall of Famer. He's only, 2 or 3 years in the league?
Draymond?
Yeah.
Around there. Yeah. I think he might have a year or 2 on top of that. But
that? I think didn't he come in the same draft as Curry?
No, Curry's way older than that.
He was a second.
Curry's 31.
Yeah, Curry's way older than 2 or 3 years in the league. So if they are in the same draft,
then it wasn't.
Draymond was a
second round
pick. Yeah, I think he might have been in the Jimmy Butler trade or the Jimmy Butler draft.
Maybe.
I think I want to say it's 5-ish.
I don't know anything about the fucking Warriors.
No, I know.
But they are a crazy good team.
They are really good.
If you're just going, how many teams have the 2 greatest 3-point shooters? 2 of.
Yeah, that's
they have Steph Curry is the greatest 3-point shooter to ever play basketball.
That's true.
He is.
Yeah,
it's not even.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And it's only going to get worse.
Right. Yeah, he's just going to continue to pile that on.
Yeah.
He needs.
He's 27. Draymond Green.
How old's Curry?
He was drafted in 2012.
So 5. That's what I figured. I thought it was 4 or 5 years. Curry's I think he's between 29 and 31.
He's that old, huh?
Maybe he's 28.
He's 29.
Youngest? 29.
29, he got drafted in 2009.
Right.
He's been in the
he's
league
got
for
8
8 years.
Yeah. But he was drafted with a broken ankle, Steph Curry.
Okay.
So there was a lot of development time there with him. And he's come on, like we talked about last week. I think you could make the case. Shit, there's something I forgot, even as a Celtics fan watching that damn documentary. Larry Bird won 3 straight MVPs, which is pretty tough. And I think that
How's that for your 3-year stretch hypothesis?
it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But he won 2 championships out of 3 years there.
Just like Curry.
So just like Curry. So you could say he won the extra MVP, but Curry's also broken records along the way. They've had better win totals. He's contributed to more stuff. Broke his own records 3 straight years after
Bird
that.
broke the scoring record for the Celtics.
9 days after
Kevin
Kevin
McHale. It was so
McHale
funny. We
broke
were
it.
watching the documentary, and he just talks about how I'm going to keep feeding you. You're going to beat the record.
Yeah.
And then the coach asked him hey, do you want to come out? And he's like, yeah, fine, that's fine. He beats the record by 2 points.
He scores 56.
No,
Breaks the record.
I thought it was 50. I thought it was 53.
No, it's 56.
I thought the record was 51.
He did score 53, but the final score was he had 56 when he got out.
Yeah.
And then he says, you should go for 60. You should go for 60. The Bird's telling him, he said, nah, man. Casey Jones says, you want me to come out? He says, yeah, come out. And then Bird says, you should have went for 60 because I'm going to break that record. And nine days later, 5 games, and he breaks it, scores 60. And that was funny. Yeah, all the players were
even the Atlanta players in the video are they're wiling out, going crazy, watching Bird just sink
shots.
Ridiculous threes.
Dominique Wilkins said when he saw his bench cheering for Bird making shots, he turned to the coach I'm going to make sure every single one of those guys gets fired.
Or no, fined, at least fined.
Yeah, at least fined. Yeah, he's like, this is crazy. He said, I've never seen a bench of the opposing team root for the other guy. Whatever.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Mostly black team,
players. Yeah.
black players.
Yeah.
Atlanta, the city.
Yeah.
Predominantly black.
Yeah.
Also, all cheering him
Right.
for doing that.
Yeah, right. That's the thing is that
The whole documentary, that was the only problem I had with the whole documentary. It made to be...
how racist of a city Boston is.
Yeah, anyway, so back to the finals.
Yeah, it was good. I do think that it would have completed the point on Kevin Durant, the negative narrative, that he just rode his way to a championship. But I think he earned the MVP. Definitely was the best player on the floor for the team. And he earned every bit of that celebration. You know what I mean? Because I think, like I said, without him, I don't think they win the championship. But even if so, he was the reason why they won. You know what I mean? They were so much better with him. So I thought that earned. It makes me feel better about his move, knowing that it wasn't just a free ride to a ring. You know what I mean? And he'll be remembered as
I just feel like he's as much as and you have the right, Joe. I feel that as much as he just doesn't really he's not in your face about it. That's how I feel about it.
He's really quiet.
I'm
You the real MVP.
You the real MVP.
But no, I just feel like I don't dislike him going to Golden
I was
State.
rooting for them.
No. I know. I'm not saying you hate him or anything like that.
I was just saying I don't respect the move.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Because he remember he was up 3-1 to those Warriors.
Right, yeah.
He could have done it on his own in Oklahoma. Well, it wasn't on his own, but he could have done it on Oklahoma City, and it wouldn't have.
It would have meant more.
It would have meant more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
But
that's a good one. And I know,
they got.
But I did want him to win. I was rooting for the Warriors. I do have a deep hatred for LeBron. I don't know if that's come across lately.
I don't know.
No, I think you've been cheering him on pretty hard.
Deep hatred for LeBron. So I was rooting.
No, you keep standing up for him.
I'm not sure if I believe that.
You're the real MVP.
You guys are gonna get matching tattoos.
Yeah. If you come in here with a chosen one on your chest, freak out.
Little do you guys know. I already have it.
Aaron, I heard that you want to call me out for my hashtag Dave Speaks this week.
Yeah, no, you kind of threw me under the bus, kind of made it sound like
shut up, Dave.
Just shut the fuck up and listen to me.
No, it was funny because I know it's not a commonplace thing, and it was.
Wait, he threw you under the bus?
Kind of threw me.
I thought it was me.
He threw us both in the same thing, and I was like, "Hey, I didn't say that. So why are you throwing me in there?"
You keep saying that you didn't say that. If you go back and listen to that episode, I said Aaron and Joe tagged up and said that the point of free agency is to make the most
Yeah,
money.
no.
which
My
you
point
did
was
say. So that's
that-
all I said that you said.
Yeah, and then I came and you said come with facts.
I was just
did.
talking to NBA like
I know.
Kevin Durant haters.
I know.
Do your homework.
I know.
Do your homework. So
So
all right.
I came with a fact.
All right, let's go to class.
You can shoot through holes through it, but
Okay.
it is a fact that is true, and it does hold weight in the league.
Okay.
All I said to you back was when I saw you after listening to it was, have you ever heard of a sign and trade?
Right.
So a guy can get signed by his home team, get paid the most, but he still wants to go to that team. Works out a deal with the other team before he signs the deal. I'm gonna sign this deal. You're trading me here. They're getting back said assets. It's not a true free agency as you put it, and as most people would look at it. But it is a way in free agency to still get paid the most,
Top dollar and go where you want.
because you can use that home being a what'd you say, bird rights
Yeah, bird
type
right,
deal.
right.
You get that deal and still go to the other team.
Right, and that's valid. That
Was the only thing I wanted to bring up.
Yeah,
I kind of want to, and I know as soon as I said it, you're like, "Oh shit!" How many times is that done? To
Right,
me?
yeah.
I know, but it is. How many times did you hear
a
that?
sign and trade is common, but a sign and trade driven by the player is less common because when a player says, "Hey, I want to go to this place. I want to go to this town, this team."
Yeah.
The owner says, "Like, no. What about us?" And then they say, "No, I'm leaving." And they're like, "Well, what if can we at least get something for you?" You know what I mean? And then the owner,
and I know
then still controls.
that
that's
has to be a player that says, "Listen, like,
yeah." And you're
you've
right, that
given
is an
me
option.
so much," but
Right.
that was one thing when I heard you say, "Bring the facts," and it
do your
like
homework.
instantly popped into my head, and I'm like,
That's a possibility.
sign and trade.
Right.
What? You ever hear about that?
I listened to the whole Dave Speaks, and I still disagree.
That's crazy to me.
I still think it's
Well, what did you say though? You said now it changed your mind on how we think of the older players.
yeah. I mean,
You know what I mean? Like, and that's fair.
I
like,
didn't
to
know
me.
that about how many people have demanded trades, but I still think, in the eyes of the players' union,
Yeah.
the idea of free agency is to make the most money possible.
Right.
From a union standpoint,
yeah, union
they
business
want,
standpoint.
They
right.
want you. They negotiate when they do those CBAs. They were like, "Hey, we want a free agency period."
Right.
They put that in there so that players could make more money.
Yes.
Now you said
And
And they
also
could
go
grow the
somewhere
contracts
else,
up
yeah.
and up and up and up and up. That's what they negotiate those free agency periods for.
that's also true for every sport.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Except,
But then-
except for baseball. Well,
And then,
baseball.
kind of, yeah. They still
Yeah,
they
they don't
want the
have a salary
progressive
cap,
contract,
but-
right? Yeah.
They do.
But they do have progressively bigger contracts because of free agency.
well, they also.
in the league, in the minimum goes.
I want to say it's almost every league, like except for the only league that I see that you can really take whatever deal you really kind of want to do as long as it's the league minimum. And I'm saying that in parentheses because the league minimum's more than I'm ever going to fucking make.
Right. Yeah.
But the NFL is the only one. If you really think about it. In
see it more
baseball,
often in the NFL.
if a guy tries to take a pay cut, the league comes in and goes, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah,
Like,
the union.
You,
They don't like
you,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
right,
have
right.
to be like A-Rod. You got to take the most money and then opt out and take more money.
Right.
That's what we're all about. If a
That's why the
player,
players' union in the MLB
yeah,
is so strong.
and I was gonna say it's the NBA too because they'll bitch at players that take the
you see it a
team-friendly
lot.
deal.
You see it a lot in the NFL. Guys who take minimum
league
deals to
hates
try
that.
and win Super Bowls.
The players' union hates
It's the
like
same business.
It's
the
they
same
hate
business
that,
point.
yeah.
Right.
But they're the league that
Like,
it tends to be like they
That's
can't go in and kind of like it almost feels like every other league, baseball, basketball, and I'm not 100% about hockey, but it feels like that's a possibility too.
Right.
If you just see a guy go, listen, I'll take $1 million this year. You made 20 last year, but I'll take $1 million to stay on the team, and you can sign this other guy.
It doesn't happen.
The league comes in, the league or the league on the behalf of like the players union will go, kibosh, no,
Right,
you can't do that. That's not a league. Why?
Right.
Why? If I'm already $1 million, I'm already making $30 million off the court. Why do I have to make $30 million on the court?
Yeah, in your Dave Speaks, you brought up a lot of times like where like guys are like, I want to trade, like I want to leave this team and go to a better team. But there weren't that many instances of someone just saying like, hey, I'll take less money. Hey, I'll go to free agency and take less money to play for.
Well,
you
because
guys.
a lot of those guys that listed the free agency period didn't exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like older
with the
players.
older players.
Right.
You did show a lot of movement for like I want to go play with better players.
Right.
But it wasn't
Like Bill Walton, I think, is the strongest example where
Different.
he physically held out.
Yeah.
The strongest point for me.
But he forced the
also-
trade, right?
Right, he forced himself a trade.
Yeah.
I was going to say also based upon the way we just watched the documentary.
Yeah.
He was so fucking injury prone.
Right. Oh, he was extremely hurt when he did it too.
When he did it, it wasn't like he did it and he was like and he wasn't the MVP Bill Walton. He was the MVP that sat out the past 3 years because he keeps breaking his fucking foot.
Right, yeah.
All I was saying is what
true.
Durant did is more rare, where he literally hits free agency and then goes, "I'll take less money to play for this team."
Ray Allen did it.
Because a lot of name another. We'll keep going. I mean, it doesn't
oh
have
my
to
God.
Darrell Reeves.
in
Technically.
basketball.
Basketball.
Anyone that's joined the Warriors or Cavs over the past 2
Yeah,
years.
but those aren't guys that are going to get max deals. Like Kevin Durant,
Right,
would have
okay,
got
yeah,
a
yeah,
max
yeah.
deal.
I get you.
So
I feel like there's been
But
a
I mean,
couple,
like, if you're going to make
like,
a max deal, like Ray Allen was offered
Birdman,
$12 million.
you know what I mean? Birdman's not.
Yeah, but
he's not
I mean,
getting
like-
paid. He's just going to go where he can win a chip.
Ray was going to make $12 million with the Celtics, and he settled for $6 to come off the bench.
Yeah, but I mean,
And I
that's
know it's not a
happened.
max
It's
million
just-
dollar deal,
It
but-
just doesn't happen as often as the guys demanding a trade. Like,
yeah, true.
Think of like Mike Conley's not going to leave because he can get. Mike Conley is fucking paid, and he's
Right.
not really worth that much money. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right, yeah.
Gordon Hayward's going to get paid.
Right. No, that's
He's
no,
going to
absolutely
go where he
no.
wants, or he's going to get paid.
Now, do you think that that's worse for basketball? Like, you got the max, like Mike Conley makes fucking $160 million or whatever
Well,
it is.
if
Do
you're-
I think-
if you're a basketball player, you don't?
No,
no,
but I'm
but
saying
do
as
I-
a fan, like,
Do
you,
I?
like, you can
Yeah,
watch,
but I don't feel that Gordon Hayward deserves to be like a crazy max contract
he's
guy
going to be
either.
he's going to be the best scorer on the market, and you have to overpay the market.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
I understand. Like that's always been the point with in any league.
right.
Well, that's what he's
You
know.
overpay in free
It's like us as and we're spoiled because we're Patriots fans and we do see it's different sport, but we do watch it where guys will be like, listen, I don't need that. Like
Right.
I've played 5 years, I've made my first contract or whatever. You played out your first and second contract, you're on your
Winners and
third.
rich.
I
You
almost
just want to
feel-
get rich. You just want to win a championship. But like, how many guys like they don't? They
Right.
just
Right.
fuck it.
Yeah, whatever. Like, they don't care. That's what, and I think you were talking about a little bit before. I don't know if it was on the podcast or after or whatever. At some point, you kind of gave me that idea about there's two different types of players, like winners and rich. And it was a podcast who said the hyper guys are the GOATs.
Yeah.
And the ones that are deemed great are the ones that are just really, really good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But then that kind of triggered the same thought process for me. Like, there's rich players and there's winning players. And to me, I don't think Kevin Durant was like a winner first. And then I think like when he lost, he felt like, I never want to feel this again. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to win.
Makes
I want
sense.
to win.
Yeah.
So as a free agent, I still feel that way. It's absolutely his right to go to a team. Like, that's, to me, that's, I understand from the players union standpoint, that's the point, is to make the most money. From the players standpoint, like, not the people that are cashing in at the end, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like the player that's signing the deal and he's getting whatever he wants out of it, whether it be money or success. That's what the point of free agency is, to not be trapped, to not be, because back in the day, you could just hoard people forever.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Especially like in
I
football,
mean, I
like the
feel like-
Niners kept their roster for forever. And they
Steelers,
just,
too.
Steelers, too.
right, yeah. And they couldn't leave if they wanted to.
The Buffalo.
Right.
Buffalo, even though they've never,
So the reason
they
why
won-
free
they went
agency-
to 4 back-to-back.
The reason why free agency became a thing in the first place was to create a level playing field and create balance in the league and have players leave and go where they can in the pursuit of money and for their own happiness or whatever. So I believe that Kevin opted for the winning player side, not the rich player side. And he made a good amount of money.
Also, he's
but-
playing with all of his, like, quote-unquote friends.
Right.
I mean, that was always the argument I had with him was he'd go work out with LeBron in the offseason.
Right.
Like,
I hate that.
who the
too.
fuck works out with LeBron when you're going to have to play against him?
I
hate that.
I wasn't trying to say I really have a problem with what he did. Like, I understand what he did.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that, who's the guy who came and played defensive end for the Patriots this year?
Chris Long.
Chris Long did the same thing.
Right,
He did it as
Well,
an
he took
older,
he took a 1-year
He
deal
did it
just
as
so
an
he get
older player.
that chip.
I'm just saying, for his goal is to try and be the greatest of all time. It hurts his chances at that because people will argue that. You know what I mean?
I just think that in 20 years that will be forgotten.
I don't know. The people
Like, a
still
lot of
argue
people
that.
forget that Jordan never got to the finals or even got past the second round without Pippen.
Well, I was going to say, here's the thing.
People still argue against
Well, I mean,
him
now,
for
yeah,
that.
now it's a thing. But I mean, like, everyone deems him the greatest ever. But it's like,
I feel.
But the thing
I
is,
feel
if
like-
Durant wins 6, though, who gets that credit, Durant or Curry?
Curry will always be better because Curry will have 7.
Even let's say,
he did
Curry
it without
leads.
him
Curry
before.
leads.
and Curry did it without him.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I
So
mean?
Curry will be viewed as
Durant never did it without Curry, but Curry
Well, it
did it
depends.
without Durant.
Curry's never won a Finals MVP. So
But he's
if-
still
if-
he's won
if-
a championship though without
right.
Durant.
Yeah, he's won
who
one
won
without
the,
him.
Who won the MVP that? Oh, Iguodala.
Iggy won it, yeah, and then Durant this year.
Yeah.
So you could say if let's say they win 6 of the next 8 titles or whatever, right?
Yeah,
Like they run a little
and Durant
dynasty
wins
thing.
MVP in all of them.
5 of them.
here's
you know
the
what I
thing.
mean? Like
Are
it'll
you-
be Durant will be remembered as the
But
guy. on
I'm
the
telling
Warriors.
you, because I know these people will exist.
Yeah.
He never won one without Curry, but Curry has one without him.
Right.
Will
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
true.
but he won
Because
5
there's
MVPs.
always naysayers, right? There's
He won
always
5
a hole.
MVPs, but he never won one.
There's a
without Curry.
hole in every argument. You know what I mean? Like you'll always be able to find.
I feel
something.
with our generation,
Yeah.
we're always going to remember LeBron leaving Cleveland.
He's
we're
the
gonna,
best player
we're,
of our era.
No. But what am I?
Oh yeah.
We're never going to forget how he left Cleveland,
Right.
And how he
That was
left
the biggest
to
story. Mm-hmm.
go make his own team. We're never going to forget that.
Right.
You ask my nephew that's
Mm-hmm.
7 years old. LeBron James is the greatest thing to ever happen to him.
Right.
He loves
Right.
LeBron James.
Yeah, because we were like, and that
He's
was one of the
never going to
biggest
remember.
stories.
He doesn't care
Right.
that LeBron did that. He cares that LeBron's the greatest player and he gets to watch him.
Mm-hmm.
We get to watch it and have a little bit more of an emotional feeling towards
Mm-hmm.
it. If the vice versa had happened to us, Paul Pierce had said, "Listen, I'll sign my no trade to go to Minnesota and I want to go play with Kev."
Right.
How would we feel against Paul?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's that
That's
whole
what I mean. And
role
it's just that when
reversal.
you have a dog in the fight,
Yeah.
your whole perception about it changes because you're thinking at it from an emotional.
I'd be
standpoint,
upset
not
with
a-
Paul if he
I
went
al-
to fucking
I almost-
Minnesota.
I
I mean, Boston's just much more.
Right. Yeah.
I almost have like LeBron could never be the GOAT on a strictly PR standpoint.
That's true.
Yeah, no.
PR
I mean-
wise, he's the fucking worst.
Because as bad of a person as Michael Jordan is on
I was gonna
basically
say,
all
yeah,
accounts,
yeah.
he doesn't take the PR shots like
LeBron
LeBron
does.
No,
has.
because he's...
Think about in the public's eye, what has Jordan gone through that was really like he is a big time gambler. Like that was the
Well, him and the divorce with his wife.
you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
it's not like LeBron has
Largest
a
divorce
decision.
settlement of all
He has
time.
not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4,
Not 5, not
like,
6, not 7, not
Yeah.
8. Yeah. I'm like, oh my
He
God.
has the stupid letter he wrote when he went back to Cleveland, like
Right.
I'm coming back, I'm coming home,
Yeah, I'm
like that
coming
whole
home,
stupid.
yeah,
like
yeah.
those are all like self-induced,
I'm
like
taking my talents to South Beach.
yeah,
I'm like, oh my
gunshot
God.
wounds to
Yeah.
your legacy.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree with you there. I was asked the other day, do I think LeBron's the greatest player ever? And he's at the table. He is close for what he does because you know how I said before that I think it might be magic, but I'm always on a whim. Like I never really have a solid answer on that. I say magic because I think he was able to do all things basketball really, really well. Like play defense, tall, big body, was able to rebound, could run the floor, could pass, could shoot, could do
Played
everything.
center in
Yeah,
the
played
NBA
center as
Finals
point,
when he was
as
a rookie.
6'8" point guard to play center. Like it's just unreal. LeBron's better than Magic. LeBron's better at doing all things basketball than Magic Johnson is.
He's a pure shooter too.
He's a better shooter, and especially lately. I mean, his shooting percentage is skyrocketed.
I feel it
Just by
depends.
form, I hated the way Magic shot. His form.
I
was so
also feel
stupid.
and this is also watching the documentary and watching anything about Magic or LeBron. When I watch their game and I watch how they choose to talk about their teammates and choose how they talk about the team, Magic will tell you even when he was told by
Right.
Pat Riley,
Take the team over.
hey, you're gonna be the main guy. Like Kareem's gonna have to take a back seat to you. Essentially, that's in much
You need to
different
be our
words.
leading scorer.
You need to be the
score
leading
more.
scorer. You need to score more. And then his first words to Pat were, "Have you talked to Kareem about that? Like, is he okay with that?" Like, And especially listening to him and even after
Kareem wouldn't have been okay with that, by the way.
he was. He's
feel like
still on the
he's a
team.
dick.
He is. But
He was also like 39 when that
at
happened.
that point he was getting older and he was hearing about how old he was. He could take a night off and Magic could just light him up.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then when they needed him in the playoffs, he could show up.
Yeah, it was what was better for the team. At that point.
I feel like even in that documentary, it talks about how he led the Lakers in scoring, also led the league in assists. So when I think of LeBron, I think of a guy that he goes out there, puts up as many fucking stats as he can, and he hopes that his team's ahead at the end of the game. Because he's
Right.
not taking the shot.
Right.
Magic made the mistake of not taking the shot in one of the finals.
Mm-hmm.
He took that sky hook at the free throw line to win a championship against
Right.
the Celtics.
And he made note of that.
He made a note of it, said, I'm never going to let that happen to me again. It wasn't, I need to beat the Celtics. It wasn't, I'm Magic Johnson, I need to improve my thing. No, I'm not letting them beat me again. It's
Right.
all about winning the game
Right.
and his team winning. It had nothing to do with his own fucking stats and his own fucking legacy.
Magic is like really forgotten great, though. You know what I mean? Like
He
watch
is
a lot
because
of that stuff and it's like,
he's on TV all the time.
right. There's so much post-career
when you
Magic
talk
that you
about
get.
yeah, I was gonna say when you talk about other players, a lot of them, even when we talk about Bill Russell, outside of Boston, you don't see him much.
Right.
Is Larry Legend at your table?
Yeah, he is.
And by my stupid theory about how you should calculate greatest players of all time, I think Larry Legend is my greatest of all time.
I see. That's the thing. 4 years ago, if you asked me who I thought the greatest player was, I'd say Larry Bird. I'd change all the time.
Because I think I've talked about my theory before, but if you take athletic ability out of the equation,
Right.
Larry Bird is the greatest basketball player to ever
That's
play.
probably true.
Because he was the least athletic, like when it comes to the other think about Michael Jordan was crazy athletic. Was he athletic as LeBron James? No, LeBron James is a freak, but he was still crazy athletic. LeBron James is an absolute freak. Magic Johnson was an absolute freak.
Right.
By the way, isn't it not funny that the guy who got AIDS, his name is Magic Johnson?
Right. Yeah. Right. That just and not only got HIV, now doesn't have it anymore.
Yeah.
So the thing is really magic.
It's actually magic. His Johnson is magic.
Yeah.
It's the most fitting name.
Right.
Did they know that when they nicknamed him that?
Right. Yeah. Like,
Well,
you're
he
probably
got that nickname before he left college.
Yeah.
So it was his nickname before he even went to the Lakers.
Is it a nickname about his wang?
It was about,
No, I forgot what it
penis.
was. No, I forgot what it was, but it was about.
But yeah, if you when it comes to Larry Bird has very little athletic ability. Like he suffered through back injuries and he wasn't beating anyone down the court. And
Right.
he was tall. But
he talked a lot of shit.
good.
I'm just
crazy.
saying,
Some of
like,
those are
for a
crazy.
guy that when I think of him very because when you watch him in interviews, he's not
He's
overly.
quiet and-
He's not
really.
overly like.
Right.
But when and a lot of them talk about it, like when certain guys get on the court or on the field,
All the best ones do.
their mind just goes to a different place. They're
He
not
used
the
to tell-
same guy.
He used to tell Pat Riley when they would have a white guy guarding him, like whoever it was, if it was, if they had Kurt Rambis on him or something, he would go to him, he'd walk over to Pat Riley and just say to him, "Don't disrespect me, man. Put a black guy on me at least. Like, I'm going to torch this guy. Like, at least guard me with a black guy." And like he would tell him all the time, like, "Come on, don't do this, dude. Like, this it's a waste of your time, and it's really a waste of mine." Like,
He knew he was the Great White Hope.
right? Yeah.
Well, that was the thing.
And I
they
love the
asked him
quote.
about-
I love
they
the
asked him about
quote
that.
from Red Auerbach, where they're like, "Larry Bird, Great White Hope," and he says, "Just a great hope." He's like, I don't care. It's just because that Celtics team prior to him getting it was awful. It was really bad. So they're just like, he's like, whatever, like just great hope.
Whoever will help us win.
Yeah.
I mean,
But he was a stat stuffer too, Larry Bird.
Oh, he was.
he used to. Yeah. His box scores
Assists,
are crazy.
rebounds,
Yeah,
points.
the whole thing.
And
Yeah,
that's
he
with, I'm going to actually say probably less than half of the athletic ability of LeBron James.
right.
I mean, if you really look
But
at
you
their,
could say,
if you look
if
at
you
their
want to take your
team,
Durant argument, he was surrounded by greatness too.
Yeah, but he still showed up.
No, he
just
did.
like
I was gonna
Durant.
say-
Just like Durant. But he showed up.
I would say the difference is when you look at it really like from a complete outside perspective and look at it, you look at and this kind of goes along with Joe, what Joe was saying, you look at the team that the Warriors have, almost all those guys are like top 5 picks.
No, that's not true.
No, yeah,
Curry
was a
sixth, seven. Durant's the only.
That's fucking 2 picks out of the top 5.
Draymond Green was second round.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clay
Thompson was like 17?
Yeah, late
11?
teens, I think.
Something like
Okay,
that.
so they're all first round picks.
There's only 2 rounds. So that's
I understand that,
like,
but,
so they're
like,
50% of their picks.
Draymond Green isn't supposed to be as good as he is.
He's
Most
not.
second round.
I understand that,
That
but
team's not
if you look back,
You look back at
look at LeBron's team.
LeBron's Heat team.
Look at his Cavaliers team.
Right, but
Tristan
no,
Thompson is a
wait.
first pick. Is a
Miami,
first round pick.
Miami Heat team.
Oh yeah.
3 of the top 5 picks in the same draft.
yeah.
Wade, Bosh, him. We're 3 of the top 5 picks in the same year.
And if you look at his Cavaliers team, Kyrie Irving's a number
First
1
pick.
pick.
LeBron's first pick.
Tristan
You're
Thompson,
number 4 pick.
Okay, so I guess this is making my
Kevin
point about
Love?
LeBron not being that great. But
Kevin Love,
I'm not trying to talk
right.
shit about Kevin Durant either or Curry. But my point was, if you look back and like you watch that, like we said, like how crazy it was that like Parrish was just kind of like that.
I didn't know that. Yeah,
like, he was
that's
just a throw-in pick.
you don't think any of those guys are? Oh, I don't know. I don't know much about old basketball, so forgive me if I'm wrong about this.
They all seemed super unathletic guys,
The basketball was super unathletic back then.
How many?
except for like Magic Johnson.
Parrish and McHale, were they there ever without Larry Bird?
No. Maybe maybe a year after.
McHale got traded.
Is it possible that Larry Bird elevated these guys?
Yeah.
Yes and no, but I think they said
and
McHale
Parrish were great. Or Parrish wasn't great. McHale was outside. And
yeah.
Bill Walton was an MVP prior to coming over.
All right.
So, and he was injured, actually. He was pretty, like he said, he was pretty banged up by the time he got to Boston.
Yeah.
And then Parrish was like Michael fucking Lowell in the Beckett trade. Like, they were like, you got to take him.
Please.
Like, yeah, that's what they do with Parrish. I had no idea. I thought the Chief was like a big deal back in the day.
Not at all.
When they acquired him, I forgot what team
they
him from.
wanted him.
It was like, get the fuck.
They wanted him, but
here.
they weren't going to draft him for that pick.
Right.
They traded down with somebody, got McHale, and they threw Parrish in the deal.
In the deal, right? Yeah. And it was
So
just
he
like
got the
crazy.
player he wanted plus McHale.
I love this story. I never even knew this too about Bill Russell. How they got him with the 3rd pick.
Yeah.
The first pick they
Oh, yeah.
traded away for the rights to like a ice skating musical.
Yeah, he had
or
to.
whatever.
He had the Ice Capades come to town.
The Ice Capades. Yeah, he
was
funded
back
the Ice
when,
Capades to go to like St. Louis or wherever.
Yeah, it was St. Louis. And then that was the thing is like the top 2 picks before him. One of them was. Well, yeah, no. It was. I want to say it was like either the Lakers or somebody like that. So, but they were still like in like.
Oh, it was like that was
it
like
was still like
yeah.
in the Midwest. So it was
Milwaukee, right? The Lakers
Milwaukee.
used to be in Milwaukee.
Yeah,
something like
might
that.
be
So that's where they were. They traded they sent him the ice.
Minnesota.
Red essentially made a deal that the Ice Capades would go there.
Yeah,
gets him
right.
And then the second pick was St.
Like,
Louis.
They couldn't.
They were like
the black guy.
They were like, we have one of the most like racist areas ever. We can't take.
They couldn't take Russell.
And then Russell just falls to them in the 3rd pick.
Right.
And they got the player they wanted the whole
But
time.
Boston is this racist hellhole?
Minneapolis.
Yeah.
But that's what they said was. Yeah, I mean that's what that's.
They said that like
topic.
crept its way.
We'll talk
up
about
to
that.
Boston.
We'll talk about that.
St. Louis literally said we can't draft a black guy.
I think. Well, no. They wound up. Auerbach knew that. Like he was like, "There's no way they're going to take them. There's no way that
at that time they were such a hotbed."
So he knew he didn't have to.
Saying.
He said he knew he didn't have to deal with them because like try to trade up. He's like, because they're not going to trade Russell. They're not going to draft him. There's no way they will. They'd be crazy.
He knew he had to make a deal for the first pick,
right?
And that was
so he just worked his way into that.
He said he'd get killed there.
Basically,
yeah.
But he thought he was safe in Boston.
Bill Russell.
Well, Bill Russell made a comment back about Red Auerbach when he was talking about how like Red would say like, oh, you're because he would say like, I'm catching a lot of shit,
right?
And he said, he goes, when I came here, they told me they were going to kill me because I'm a Jew. He goes, they don't like the Jews either.
They don't like Jews either.
Like,
you're in the same boat. They don't like Jews either.
They don't like the Jews either. So I mean, like it kind of, he knew it, but also
he understood.
He also let an aspect of him knowing how he was treated when they talk about how Russell would go and do stuff for the black community. Mm. Red was right behind. He was a player. He was a coach that was like, "Go do what you got to do, man.
Yeah, because
come back and play when I need you to play.
Russell
and don't ruffle feathers when you're on the court. But go out there, do what you got to do. If you got to use your popularity to shed light on some disparity, I believe you should do that.
All in all, I thought it was a very informative. Informative is the wrong word. It was very interesting for me because I wasn't alive. Yeah, insightful. Insightful's good.
Dude, we weren't alive for like the whole fucking documentary.
Right, I know, that's what I was getting to. That I wasn't alive for it. So it was nice to be able to see the actual people talk about, like, I learned a lot about the basketball part of it and the behind the scenes, so it's good for that, but it's just the perfect ESPN narrative. Fucking Boston's racist, LA's cool, blah, blah. You know what I mean? I hate the way it ends. It's just
Isn't it narrated by Ice Cube?
Ice Cube and Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah, and Donnie Wahlberg.
Donnie Wahlberg does all
and
the
Donnie
Boston
Wahlberg puts on
Oversells
the thickest Boston accent he could put on.
Oh, man.
And it's like, that's not even how you probably talked when you lived there.
Right. It's like Bird was wicked good. It felt like every night he was hitting buzzer beaters.
You know what that is,
beaters.
Yeah, buzzy beaters.
Hi, Donnie. Yeah, we're going to need you to layer on the Boston a little bit more.
Right. So
why didn't they just hire one of his brothers that's like still lives in Boston?
Yeah, like Mark would have been cool.
No, Mark. No, I'm saying like his brother that's like a cook that still has a fucking Boston accent because he still lives there.
Oh, the Wahlberg guy?
Yeah,
the Wahlberg guy.
Like, have him fucking narrate it. At least he's got a fucking Boston accent that's not like over the top.
Yeah, he doesn't sell as much as Donnie Wahlberg does, though.
No, but I mean,
I get it. The other Wahlberg guy.
Yeah, but well, that's the other thing is like you couldn't get Mark, so you got Donnie.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's what Donnie's whole career is.
That's true. I met Donnie Wahlberg. He hit on a weird, or he weirdly hit on a hostess at a restaurant that I worked at. He came into Bickford's and Mystic when I worked there.
Nice.
And he was like, "Hey, I got a hotel room. Do you girls want to come by?" Whatever. And I was like,
I mean, he is Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah,
he is the.
You guys want to hit some buzzer beaters?
He was the bad boy of the New Kids on the Block.
So all in all, I liked the documentary. I hated the documentary.
And we loved how the finals ended.
Because
that was what we started with. The whole conversation was supposed to be about the finals, and we just started segueing.
And to wrap up the rap session, the Red Sox have won 8 of 11. Let's go into the Hall of Fame version of Bach Talk because I have nothing else to say about the Red Sox. Right? Unless you got something? No.
Oh, well, what's his name?
Winning.
Well, also, what's his name still fucking shitting the bed?
Who's that?
Fucking isn't Price not pitching that great?
Yeah, he got rocked by the
He got
I have
fucking
one thing to
spanked
say,
again.
actually.
Do that.
By the Yanks.
Pedroia.
Yeah, nice game.
Pedroia.
Yeah, and then the next,
game
but then the next night he fucked up a play.
Yeah.
And then literally had to go out there with the glove and save a play.
Right.
To like make up for it. He made up for it in later.
And then the boy Andrew Benintendi took us home again. Back walk off. So it's an exciting week for the Red Sox. But
Keep winning.
Yeah, just keep winning. All right, let's get into the Hall of Fame shit.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
That's a book.
That's still funny. That still gets me. So what we're going to do is we don't actually have a Bach Talk or a social media second or I'm not mad at it or a closing time for this episode. So we're going to go through each segment like normal and we'll just rattle off what you're nominating for the segment.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I feel you.
You know what we didn't do was come up with a group nomination. We just found that out now. Because remember there's going to be 4.
Yeah, shit.
Right. But I think that's actually better this way
because
we're going to do the float. We're going to do the floating thing. We'll move, so we don't need the 4.
Yeah,
because it could get bumped. Starting next month or next.
We'll have a 4th.
We'll have a 4th one.
Yeah,
there we go.
So we'll knock in these 3 here. All right, so let's go right into the Bach Talk. Joe, what are you nominating for your Hall of Fame Bach Talk?
I'm nominating episode 17's Bach Talk when we did the entire spiel about whether white guys are European or not, and if they have good footwork.
That's a good one.
So
that's a good one.
The entire LeVar Ball.
White guy
with white guys.
European
bad footwork.
There's a difference.
And if white guys are European guys are they're actually different. White people.
They're different. They're still different to this day. Aaron, what's yours?
Same episode. I went with about UConn losing in like 2 games away from the championship to the team that ended up not winning the championship.
Oh, yeah.
And how they have possibly one of the greatest coaches of all time in college sports. And it's kind of just laughed at because he's a women's coach.
Yeah, that's a good one. That was an important.
That was something I brought up.
Also,
and I remember.
Quick fact check on that episode. I said that they were close to beating
Oh,
Woodward's.
I
They
think they, like,
destroyed
yeah.
it. I was way wrong on
I think
that.
his was like, wasn't theirs in like the 60s or 70s or something?
It was,
like
there was definitely a long time ago, but it was
no. I mean,
think
like
they-
how many wins they did have. It was like
I thought they were at like
80s, right?
I thought they were like 89, and
Yeah.
then UConn beat it before, and then beat it again with like
Yeah.
100 plus. So yeah, they've beaten it twice. I was wrong about that. So just to let you know, this one time I'll let facts get in the way, BS. Just a little fact check. Mine is the Bach talk about Jesus Shuttlesworth, Ray Allen, after the Area 21 thing with the reunion with the Celtics. Ray Allen was a petty bitch and put that Facebook or Instagram photo of him fucking stuffing Rondo.
I also disagree with the name. I think it's a horrible name.
It's one of the best names ever.
I think it's horrible.
I'll let you guys duke that out. But I think that's one of my favorite segments because I hate how petty he is about it. Like, you did wrong by the team. Own it. They have a right to be mad at you.
I now am a firm hater of Ray Allen, but I'm a lover of Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Of course, me too.
See, I would just call him Jesus
Jesus.
every time I see him. If somebody wants to call him Jesus, I'm going to call him Jesus. I'm not
I
calling
would
him
just
Jesus.
call him Jesus Shutlessworth.
There you go.
Just a little French accent.
Really?
Shitlessworth.
Shitlessworth. Worth is shitlessworth.
And the worst actor of all time.
I ain't got a father.
It was so bad. Oh, man.
All right, so each one of these, by the way, for the Hall of Fame votes, are going to be up one a day for the next 6 days. So you can go back and vote a day later. You know what I mean? But each day we'll post.
They're going to stay up there until next week.
until next week,
And we'll give you the results.
and that'll be the separate Hall of Fame episode. So let's do our social media segment.
Okay.
Let's do that. Joe, do you have a social media segment for this?
I don't think I do.
I didn't have one written down.
No.
All right.
We should.
Like, that was the
If you
one
want-
subject I forgot to write down.
You too?
Yeah.
Am I the only one with one?
Probably.
All right. I know yours. WEEI vote.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Okay.
that's right. Yeah,
That's
it
yours.
is
Yeah,
mine.
yeah.
That is mine because it's fucking true.
Right. So Aaron nominates the WWE vote that we did for our March
No.
Madness style bracket.
WEI.
WE vote.
mine might be-
WWF vote.
Mine might be Baltimore.
The Baltimore rivalry.
Yeah.
That's what mine is.
Motherfucker.
All right. So
Oh, you didn't write it down, Joe.
Yeah, yeah. Mine is right here. If you want, I'll do the who is the biggest Boston rival, and Baltimore wound up winning.
And then you
Yeah,
can
I
take
disagree
the
with
one.
that one right there.
Huh?
I don't agree with Baltimore winning.
Yeah, I know. You
I was
said it
against
was.
it.
Who did you think it was?
He said it was. What was it? The Canadians, right?
Yeah, I voted Canadian.
Montreal.
Oh, I'm sorry, Canadians
Montreal.
won. I'm sorry, Canadians won that. You're
No,
right,
they
you're
didn't.
right. No, they
I
did.
thought
No,
they did
Canadians
win?
won. Canadians did win that. Baltimore Ravens won the football. Baltimore Orioles won the baseball over the Yankees.
Yeah. Oh.
And then, which was intense. And then the Lakers, I think, still won the, or it's either the Cavs or the Lakers that won the Celtics
I
one.
think it was the Lakers.
Yeah. So I'll
So
take that one.
you're gonna take.
I'll take the original. Who's the biggest Boston rival? And it was the Montreal Canadiens.
And
Was
then
that
mine was the
biggest Boston
Biggest
rival,
Boston
Baltimore.
rival.
or biggest Baltimore Boston rival? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Ravens won that vote,
All right.
which I don't like.
I mean, it's true. I thought they were the number one. Like,
More than
I
the
think
Canadians?
that. I think that's yes.
More than the Canadians.
Yes,
Canadians
because,
is
because the only reason why I say that is because the Canadians in the past 5 years
Yeah.
haven't either knocked you out of the playoffs or they have, but not to that just a blowout fucking.
Yeah, I get that, but you still had that thing where remember Tuca couldn't fucking win
Yeah, I
a game
know.
up there
I know.
and stuff. There's still those little things.
Oh no, there is. Yeah, they also should trade Tuca, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I am fucking with you there. So yeah, all right. So you have which
That's
Baltimore team is the best rival nominated. I have which sports team is Boston's biggest rival, and you have the WEI March Madness style bracket,
Yeah,
the WWF.
that my favorite,
I
WEI
WWEI.
commentator is.
Dave's just covering all his bases
Just want to make sure I got them all out.
I got all the letters.
Yeah, I got them all.
in every
were the-
possible configuration.
That's it. I got the IEWE. competition. That's it. All right, so let's move right ahead into the I'm Not Mad At It nomination.
Don't act like you're not impressed.
Actually, I'm not even mad. That's amazing.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, me too.
All right, Aaron, what do you have for your I'm Not Mad At It?
I did episode 18 when they basically signed Gillisley to the
Tender?
The tender, yeah, when they picked him up for, what was it, a fourth round or a fifth round pick? Fourth round pick. Like, just, and I heard he's been playing pretty well, and
He's been running with the first team.
yep.
Has he been?
Yeah.
I haven't caught that.
I heard that
He's quickly moving up the depth chart.
him and Burkhead were showing off in
That's what I read, was that Burkhead was playing really well.
yeah, his hands,
Yeah.
which is what they predicted with him anyway.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Which is
a lot of pass catching bags.
Deion Lewis's death note.
I did read an article saying that his role is going to be decreased.
Yeah.
Do you-
Like, not that they're looking
do
to
you
shop
trade
him, but
him?
just he's.
Do you trade him?
I think you
You gotta.
You should.
You gotta.
You should. What's yours? Not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it is from episode 19, Marshawn Lynch's really, really, really dope.
I'm really, really from Oakland, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one. I like that.
So that's
That's one of my favorite. I think that's one of my favorite quotes. It's not listed as my favorite, but that's one of my favorite.
Of course, well,
That's my favorite quoted quote on the show.
I was gonna say it's not a real quote.
Right.
Like it's not from
It's
us.
not us. It's
us
one of-
quoting a quote.
One of my favorite cited quotes on the show. My favorite, I'm not mad at it, was the Russell Westbrook first, the media guy.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah, he was like, don't try and break us up. Don't try and break us up. And the guy's like, I'm not trying to break you up. I asked y'all a question, and I want an answer, or whatever. And that back and forth, I thought was pretty good. So that is my
That's a good
favorite. I'm not mad at it. Which one are we missing here? We got closing time. Favorite closing time.
It's closing time, nerds.
All right. I'll go first with mine. My favorite was when I talked about my favorite show on television, The Leftovers, and we referred to it as the Thanksgiving meal. I was trying to find it when I was going back through the episode, and I was like, no, it's about a Thanksgiving.
The television show that's about the leftover turkey.
Leftover turkey, yeah. It's one of my favorite TV shows ever. Definitely one of my favorite shows that was running at the time. It came to a conclusion, so that was my one opportunity to talk about it on here a little bit in brief.
We talked about it at least twice.
Oh, we did bring it up again. That's right. Yeah.
We had like practically an entire podcast about it.
I wish. Yeah, that I cut
Oh,
half
yeah.
of it out. Yeah, because
Oh, yeah.
40-minute conversation. So the rest of the world, we did not have all
No,
the
we had like a 30-second conversation about the leftovers.
Yeah, you didn't like it? Weird. All right, next topic. That's how that worked out. Yeah, no, I love the show. Aaron didn't, but that's my favorite closing time. What is yours, Joe?
Mine is the now infamous Paul Pierce has meat tubes for arms, which is also
Your favorite quote.
my favorite quote.
Right.
But yeah,
We'll
Paul
play that
Pierce's
momentarily.
soft, doughy, fleshy body
Yeah, just-
is my favorite closing time.
What is yours, Aaron?
My favorite closing time was fanny packs.
Oh, the fanny pack.
That's a good one.
When I was a couple weeks, like probably about a month ago, when I was getting ready to leave for my little getaway with my girlfriend.
How did that? I know we talked about the meat pie that you had when you came
Yeah.
back. How did the fanny pack serve you?
No, the meat pie was when I went to Boston.
Oh, that's right. That's a different trip. Yeah.
How did the fanny packs work out?
We never
All right,
got
so
any follow up.
it actually worked really well when we went on a hike to see this huge waterfall.
Yeah.
It worked really well because even like my girlfriend was like, I fucking hate that thing. It looks so stupid. I wore it. I don't give a shit. And
Yeah.
It was perfectly fine.
Nice. Was there a time where you're like, man, I'm glad I have this thing?
Yeah, no. When we went down to the waterfall,
Yeah.
like I turned sideways to like look at the waterfall, but also look away from it. Like, look, oh my god, look at this beautiful view from here because it was. There's two levels of the waterfall. There's the very bottom. There's the middle, like in between two like parts of the waterfall.
Yeah.
And then there's the top. I was in the middle part near the water.
Yeah.
And I turned and I'm watching, and then I go to walk away, and I look, and my whole right side, shoes, socks, shirt, shorts, everything, just whole right side soaked.
Didn't feel that.
Fanny pack. No, because it was just like it's that light mist coming off the water,
Right.
so you're not feeling it, but it's coming at such a rate, it is getting you wet. You're not feeling it, and then all of a sudden we're walking away, and I'm just watching it. I'm like, Jesus.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, hey, guess what? My phone's fine, because guess what? My fucking
You had it
fanny
in a
pack.
fanny pack.
Yes.
All right. Now, was there one point during the trip where you're like, God,
That was the only
wish I
time I
didn't-
had to use it, because I was like, the rest of the time...
Was it ever in your way at any point? Was there a point where you're like, I wish I didn't fucking bring this thing?
No.
Of course not.
I think
It's
it
a
was
fanny pack.
beautiful.
Yeah, why would you?
It's so convenient.
right
I would say
answer.
the only thing that I did say is I think I re-listened to it. Joe did say he wished it was in a brighter color.
Of course. Yeah.
I wish I had bought the brighter color.
It's
I
too
also wish it
subtle.
was a little bit bigger so I could fit more shit in it.
I'm seriously like he's talking me in over the fence because I was on the fence. I think I
They're
want
so
one.
good, man.
I don't know how many times it's like I go out.
Brought to you by any fanny pack distributor in the world.
I don't know how many times I go out and it's like
Jesus.
me and my fiance, and she's like, "Can you hold this for me?"
Oh
Like,
my God,
Oh,
yeah.
you didn't bring your
Oh.
purse. Like now I have shit in both my pockets, and I hate that.
Yeah, and then you have to try to
Like,
sit down.
Your thighs are getting
Shoink
bruised
right
from
in the
shit
fanny
everywhere.
pack.
Right there.
I'm
Her
telling
keys,
you.
especially.
Yes.
Like my keys have like a few things on it. Her keys are like this fucking keychain of death. Like you
Right.
could swing it and kill someone.
Right.
So many
Yeah.
keys on it, and it's like I don't want to put those in my pockets.
Right.
I
You're
put the
definitely
good
gonna-
jeans on; they're a little tighter than normal.
Right.
Now I have to like
Yeah, now
finagle
there's
this thing
those
in my
keys
pocket.
and everything else are stabbing you in the leg.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your thighs are
fanny
toast after
pack goes right in there. It's like a bright highlighter green.
Yeah. You don't even have to worry about it anymore.
that. I think I'm in.
Yeah.
I
I'm telling
definitely
you, man.
wasn't,
When I
but
go
just
to
this whole
I'm telling you,
conversation,
I might get another one just for when we go to New York City this summer. I'm
get
gonna go.
You should just get one for
Double
like work.
triple fanny packs, one on the waist, and then two across your chest.
There we go.
So I look
Shoulder
like-
strap pack.
Like
Yes.
the Rambo bullets. Like,
Yes,
Yes.
yes, the crisscross. Oh my god.
You should wear it to work and never have to worry about your razors going missing. Right?
Yeah.
Just keep it right
Just
on
keep
you.
my fanny pack with
There
me.
you go. Kind of like,
Yeah.
like the RQC guy. You
Yeah.
know, like he's got everything right there. A little utility
Yeah.
belt, everything good. That'd
Like
be good for you.
that.
Just
Telling
a
you.
little- Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll be a fanny bat.
You'd be like
fanny
fucking,
bat.
you'd be like Bat fan. Like
Yeah.
that'd be it. You'd be like Bat fanny. So that's a good one. I really do like that. Did I already say mine?
I'm
What
not
are we on
sure.
right now? This is closing time, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
leftovers. Yeah, I already know.
Yeah, you already named yours.
All right.
Sorry,
So,
we circled around it.
now I feel like the fanny pack's gonna win.
I think we definitely did
We just
that.
helped you. With the
Sorry,
You
guys.
just went with fanny pack. Fanny pack
I
for
mean,
the
I
win.
sold you on it, so
You're right. You did. All right. So let's get into our favorite episodes. Joe, what's your favorite episode?
I like that drop.
Yeah.
Very, very suspenseful. For
Yeah,
the
it's
favorite
named
episode.
it's named Suspense 01. that's the name of the drop. It's one of two. And hint,
it's number one.
you're gonna hear the next one next. So there you go. Got that all
Little
lined
teaser
up.
there.
The sequel to Cement
The sequel to
Suspense
Suspense
01.
Yeah, here we go. 2.0.
My Hall of Fame nomination for favorite episode is not to get sentimental on you guys, but my first episode.
Man,
Oh my god.
Aw.
Before I was a somewhat unknown sports knowing WB Mason delivery guy, and now I am no longer a peon.
You're not the guy that we're trying to remember how to say your name
Is
properly.
it? I want to say his
Josie?
name's like Raul.
Is it Josie?
Is it
I think it's Josie. I'm pretty sure it's Josie. No, Joe. As soon as I was like, "Hey, Jose," like, you can just call me Joe. I was like, "Fuck!" Like we've been doing this wrong for
We
2
did
weeks.
a whole episode about what to call you.
I'm about to go. Like, I'm pretty sure it's Josie. Yeah, no, your first one was a good one, man. That was fun. It was nice to bring in the third guy.
Yeah.
Too. Like, that was good. Me and Aaron, we were doing the show. It was mostly like just fun.
When I got in here, you guys were like ready to take each other out. I walked in the door and Dave was like strangling Aaron.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I have to put up with you by myself for
one
one more
time,
episode.
right? Yeah, that was it.
Aaron just kept going, Aaron.
Aaron, that's
Couldn't
it.
shut him
I
up.
couldn't-
I haven't done it in a couple weeks.
You haven't, yeah. The people are starting to, the mystique is.
I've seen the Twitter is ablaze with no Aarons.
I know.
It's trending in
Also-
all 50 states.
No errands.
No
No
Aaron.
Aaron. Hashtag
People
no
are-
Aarons.
Hashtag no Aaron. They're mad. They're mad about it. What is your favorite episode?
So I was gonna make the joke, and I already told Joe my joke, but I was gonna say,
especially because I didn't know where he was gonna go with his episode. So the fact that he went there, and if you did yours next and said, "Well, mine's gonna be the one,"
I was gonna stone face it and just look Joe in the eye and be like, well, what was the last episode we did without you? And I could just be a total dick about it.
Such a savage move.
But my actual favorite episode is number 18. I just feel like the whole episode, it was just literally just a drop of the same sound over and over again. Hashtag for data.
Oh, hashtag take that for data.
Take that for data, just over and over again. And it was a good episode and just kind of played into everything we said.
It would have been really, really funny if you were like, no, seriously, my favorite episode is the one before you got.
I was gonna say that, and then, but it's true. I
was going to do it as a joke, but it's not a joke.
Yeah, but this is actually.
I hate you being here.
That was my favorite. That was the last time I had fun. That was my last time I had fun.
My life got significantly worse since you started doing this podcast.
That's true.
Take that for data.
I still love that drop.
My favorite episode is the one you referenced, the David Schwimmer white guy, European poor footwork.
Episode 17, David Schwimmer, white guy, not European, poor footwork.
Right. I think
describes David Schwimmer to a T.
It does. Yeah,
really
first
is.
off, we pinned him down.
Yeah.
We got that figured out. And then
you see the giraffe he played in Madagascar? Terrible footwork.
The worst.
Yeah.
Like the worst giraffe footwork I've ever seen in my life.
It's the only thing I could keep my eye on.
Did they make him do that like with like one of those outfits in the green screen and like
like the dude who plays Gollum?
So I really thought that was one of our funnier episodes too. Like I had so much fun recording that because I really did feel the difference between white and European players. Like that was one of the very few like impromptu arguments that came up, especially between like Joe and I, where he says something like, I don't want to hear this. And I'm kind of like, I feel that way, and then we disagree. So that was just a lot of fun getting into that, and I still feel like there's a difference between European players and white guys.
Christ, Dave,
and I'm not trying to.
Such a racist.
I'm not trying to open that can of worms.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to fit
right in.
Trying to fit the bill. All right, now this one I think is gonna be my favorite part because this is tough. This is a tough thing. Out of 24 full episodes prior to this, finding my single favorite thing that was said on the show, and it could have been anything. A favorite, something you were right about, something you were interested in, something you thought was really funny, whatever. You know what I mean? Like if it was just something we had a good time with, it was kind of hard to pin down just one thing. So let's get right into our Hall of Fame edition favorite quote from our previous 24 episodes. That was 2.0. Right there.
Wow.
That's 2.0. Short and sweet.
Before we start this, because I don't think this is your favorite quote, I hope it's not. It would be really funny if your favorite quote was Aaron. Aaron! If that was your favorite quote. You could have really killed this episode comedically if your last
Aaron,
two things were the episode before you got here, and my favorite quote is Aaron.
That would have been good. That would have been a good one. If we did
all the
a
sports talk, out of all of this crazy shit that's been said,
that we've ever said,
just him repeating his name somewhat seductively is his favorite quote.
Aaron. That was
the first time. The first time
I was like, okay, just like all right. I don't know what are we doing here?
You look so confused.
I was very lost there. So, Aaron, you want to go with yours first? Your favorite quote?
My favorite quote. All right,
you give the backdrop. I have the soundbite. I'll play it, but give the story if you want.
All right. So basically, my favorite quote was on episode 3. Before Joe, and our only interview.
Should we start like a BC kind of thing,
before Joe?
BJ, there we go. I like that.
But episode 3, our only interview, our interview with Mr. Spellmont, which, like you said, listening back to it, for two guys, and me especially, that can't tell a story, not great at questions, horrible test taker, it sounded pretty good for a guy that had no fucking clue.
I thought we did
literally that day I wrote down questions. I didn't do it. It wasn't a lot of homework like I usually do.
Right.
And it was kind of just is it really going to happen? Yeah, we're going to do it. So our interview with Mr. Spellmont and just Dave's comment in the middle of the clip or right at the beginning of the clip, it just makes me laugh because I'm just like, because I remember seeing your face and you're like, oh my God, we're getting like this amazing breaking story. And I'm like, no, we're hearing fucking heartbreak. Thank you very much.
This is like do you remember when the Celtics won the championship and Sean Grande was doing this long silhouette about like after 17 years or whatever, 20 how many years, the Boston Celtics have come back and they've won the championship. And out of nowhere, Cedric Maxwell, who does the broadcasting with WEI when he did, all of a sudden you hear him, I got the ball! Because someone threw the ball up and it landed right in his lap. So Sean Grande had this long typed out structured like beautiful send-off as a broadcaster. It's exactly what you want. And Cornbread Maxwell fucking, I got the ball! And just interrupts him and like screws up the whole thing. That's how I felt when I jump in here. So let's check out the favorite quote nomination by Aaron here, the interview with Mistress Belmont.
What are your goals for the future?
Well, I'm going to tell you something that I literally just found out today, for the most part, and I found out that I am too old for the WWE, and which I kind of knew because I remember when I started, my expectations were low because when I started training, I was 27, and I was told pretty much, they'll look at me for extra work, but I'm too old for any sort of developmental contract, which was kind of, like I said, I knew that, but it was, somebody suggested I throw my hat in the ring, and I did, and so right now, at this very moment, I'm kind of going through a spell where, what do I do? What do I do? Do I keep going? The thing is, I still enjoy it, regardless of whether or not there was a possibility of the WWE, and but as of this moment right now, I'm kind of like scratching my head and saying, should I keep going, or what should I do? I love this business, and I feel like I'll always have some part of it, but I also don't want to be the woman that people applaud and give her the it's brave of her for going out there and doing that. I don't want to be that person. So I'm kind of like up in the air as to what's going to happen within the next couple years.
So
just shitting on her dreams, Dave.
Is this breaking news? Oh, I'm too old for the WWE. Like,
The best part is she just completely blew right by.
She just steamrolled it.
Just didn't even acknowledge your breaking news, excitement.
Right. I'm too old for the WWE, and that was like I remember me and Aaron.
It's tough.
We just looked at each other and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I just
that's why I'm just sitting there. I'm like, too old.
It was crazy, and that's a both of us. Like,
I thought it was
as
whispering,
she's going on and on. Like, I don't mean blabbering on, but she's giving a good answer about what the whole situation
her mindset
was there.
is. Yeah.
But me and Aaron were just looking at each other like, oh, this is awkward. Like, this is not what I thought.
How do we bring this back to not be so negative?
Yeah, you're gonna dig yourself into this weird hole.
Thanks for bringing us down.
Yeah, thanks, Dave, just fucking cornering us into a fucking corner.
Yeah, that was and you asked the question.
Yeah, but the way
breaking
you
news?
breaking news.
Is this breaking news?
It would be funny if you had a drop and everything.
Breaking news.
This just did. I'm too old. I'm too old to wrestle.
I'm not going to become a professional wrestler. Okay, all right. Let's get into Joe's quote. Do you have any story for this? Backdrop?
Yeah, growing up, I always thought Paul Pierce was super unathletic and had a dad bod, and then I brought that up on here. That's the backstory for one of my favorite quotes ever. Paul Pierce had no definition.
No, that's
right.
His arms were just meat
Just
tubes, meat tubes for arms.
Oh my god! I remember laughing. Obviously, you can hear me laughing there. When I went to go pull the clip today for this, I was like in tears over here. Like, well, just meat tubes for arms. Like, just, oh my god, it's
the
so
sad
good.
thing is, you guys work at where you work.
Uh-huh.
I just imagine like those fucking like toothpaste tubes filled with just like processed meat, just like hanging off of his body. Just like where you roll up the back of it to make sure you get it all.
Yeah, you got to get roll the crimp up. Good. All right. Mine is a pretty bold prediction that I made on the show, and it came to fruition. And there's kind of the amount of panic that came through right after I stated it was like, what would happen if this actually happened? Mm-hmm. And I thought it was a pretty funny like situation scenario, like hypothetical, and the fact that it came true. So here's my nomination.
Mine is going to be my bold prediction. You're going to see the first ever Super Bowl overtime.
Oh.
Right?
I don't know if I could handle that.
No, I would absolutely die on the scene.
I think you would start vomiting at that point.
Oh, I would puke. Puke. Oh, my God. If they... Pats are up 34-27. Falcons go down. Julio Jones makes a catch. His time expires, and then they're going into overtime. I would lose my lunch right there on the scene. I absolutely would.
So
what you guys don't know is that Dave has actually been dead this entire time.
Right.
When me and Aaron started this podcast, Dave died and threw up on himself. We discovered him, and then I've been doing Dave's voice.
Right. This is like
then.
Tupac's lost tapes. Like, there's a lot of extra stuff that they've just been able to keep.
Since the Super Bowl,
together.
We found Dave dead in a pool of his own vomit.
I've practiced a bunch of potential future situations. Like, I think Kevin Durant leaving for the Warriors isn't a bad thing. and then they just use that drop every now and then.
I found Dave in the bathroom at the Slime Tavern.
Just
curled up.
Curled up. What's even crazier about that is I said 34-27. Patriots were up, and they won that game 34-28.
I almost said my score prediction. My
that was a
score
good one.
prediction.
That was a good one too.
And I was like, when you told me you were going to do yours, I was like, nah, I don't want to do it. I'll do something else.
Yeah. So
close.
That's
spot on.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And then that was in the
that was just insane in general. But I mean, like, to be stupid, like it's like a 50-50 shot.
You did use the bold prediction.
Yeah, the prediction tag. I did. Yeah.
Which is like
because we did.
You're wrong.
We did the bold predict. Yeah, the very next sentence of that is like, I don't think it's going to happen. But I made sure I cut that out.
Yeah, notice how that's not in the
clip. That's not in the clip. Yeah, we definitely hid behind the bold prediction thing. But the week before the actual Super Bowl, we did our 2 bold predictions, and then we did 5 predictions of what we thought was going to happen. Like actual.
I think like 4 out of 5.
Yeah,
I
you
got
won
right.
fucking all of them. Yeah, you got all of them right. It's crazy. You know what was funny? Was your bold prediction was that Julio Jones was going to have less than 100 yards, and then you made a bet with me the next week that Julio Jones was going to have 100 yards or more. And I was like, fucking guy wins both ways. You definitely hedged your fucking bet there. And you got a free Shawn Michaels doll out of it. So
I did.
Yeah, fucking guy. So yeah, that was all of our Hall of Fame nominations, right?
Yeah. So whoever wins these.
Oh man, somebody still owes me a payment on her bet with me.
Who's that? Shannon.
She still hasn't. She hasn't still made good on her bet.
She owes you a drink, right?
No, fucking. She owes me brunch at fucking Fat Boys.
That's right.
Yeah, I just popped into my head.
I doubled up.
I'm bringing
on
that up tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm bringing that up tomorrow.
She does owe us.
Like, listen, woman.
Because remember, I doubled up.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, I heard you got a bet with Aaron. I want in. And then she's like, yeah, sure, I'll take it.
Yeah.
She owes us fucking brunch.
Yeah.
Or like some dollar amounts in drinks with me. I said, I make
something. Yeah, I think you were like, yeah, you take a drink.
You got to do like $20 worth of drinks or something. And I'm going to nickel night.
Wasted.
Yeah, really, yeah. So, yeah, this is our Hall of Fame episode. This feels weird ending it this way.
Without a closing time?
We don't have a closing time?
I was going to say, is there anything you really want to talk about? Like, that's like pressing? Or
do you have anything?
Here, I mean,
we'll do this. Okay,
we went to Comic-Con last weekend.
We did do
with 2 ends.
Yeah.
And I got to meet one of
closing time nerds.
And I got to meet one of my childhood I don't want to say heroes or anything, but a guy that I don't want to say formed my childhood either, because I wouldn't want to put that far. Right. It's like 2 fucking movies. But
this is a very one-sided relationship.
I know. And then it was a one-sided conversation. He talked a lot, and I didn't say much because I didn't know what to say to him. Now I've thought of a million things.
Yeah.
I've met Sendog from Cypress Hill. I've met D-Loke from Cottonmouth Kings.
Who is it?
I met Aaron Schwartz. From he was the main character. He was Gerald Gardner from Heavyweights. He was the main character from Heavyweights.
I have no idea who this is.
You don't know who Gerald is?
I didn't know who he was.
Jerry. You don't remember that?
I don't
Jerry.
No.
Yeah.
Remember Aaron?
And then he was also he also played Carp.
It's where Aaron got his Aaron from.
Yeah, he also played Carp in the first Mighty Ducks movie. He was the chubby loudmouth kid.
See,
What's
yeah.
crazy
He
that
is
you
sense-
explained him as the chubby guy?
Yeah, now he's
Man,
like
he's ripped.
Yeah, the guy's super in shape.
He's in good shape.
Oh God, man, it was just weird meeting him.
Mm-hmm.
It was way too fucking expensive to pay for the full shebang that I did pay, but I paid the same that Dave got, only an autograph. So I feel like I made out a little bit. Yeah, I'll throw that dagger in there.
All right.
You know, I also got to put my arm around him and take a photo. I had to feel how skinny he really is.
Right.
And made me feel fucking huge because I didn't realize he was that short and I'm that fat. So, showed a couple things, but it was amazing to see him.
You should have just said, like, I modeled my body after you.
Like, I've been living the dream.
This is such a disappointment in seeing you in such good shape because I structured myself
we had
like you.
I thought we had an understanding.
We both are Aarons.
Yeah.
You were chubby when I was
younger. That was
younger.
the thing.
I came to be like you.
When he signed the photo for me, he wrote on there, is this okay? And he wrote on there A in big letter, A big letter, and then Ron with a large R, and then low N.
Yeah, lowercase
O-N.
yeah.
And I was like, wow, really? He goes, yeah, dude, best name ever. He literally wrote best name ever on there. It was pretty cool, man. Like, it was not something I expected. I didn't see... Like, I saw Lita walking around. I saw Ron Perlman. I saw... if I went up and talked to Ryan Hurst, Opie from Sons of Anarchy, or Bertier from Remember the Titans. Like, if I met him in person, I think I'd probably get a little... I don't think I'd get choked up. I think I'd just be like, oh my God, it's like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's
fucking Gary Bertier, man.
Right,
like, that's fucking strong side.
I kind of, when you pointed out to me that he was there, I kind of was like, oh, fuck. You know,
yeah.
I'm gonna go talk to him.
People forget that was him.
That's it. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. I think that was #1 on my favorite sports movie. Am I wrong?
It might have been.
I'm pretty sure
I don't remember.
What about the fucking ripoff that the chubby fat kid from Stranger Things with the fucked up teeth was?
Yeah, so Gaten Matarazzo,
I don't know.
I'm not sure he says his last name.
Dustin
from Stranger Things,
Just say the fat kid with the fucked up teeth.
He's not fat though.
He's not. He's really not fat.
He's not. He's just really.
Yeah.
He just kind of, I think it's because of his hair and his face is very round.
Yeah, he looks bigger in the show. He may have been bigger when they recorded it.
He
but
looks chubby in the show.
He does.
But he's not in real life. I think it's also they made him wear one of those like padded vests.
Maybe.
So he looks chubbier than he is.
He does look bigger than he is.
He's tiny though.
Suffers from cleidocranial dysplasia, a rare genetic disorder that rendered him born without collarbones.
What?
Right. Adversely affecting his facial, skull, and teeth development. According to Gaten,
I feel bad about
his case is mild and non-genetic. Thus, it's extremely rare. So, he hit the genetic jackpot there, which sucks. But he was nice.
Take back what I said.
No. Don't. I paid $40 for his fucking autograph. He could go buy collarbones at this point. Okay?
Also, you paid $35. We paid $35 just to get in.
Right.
Yeah.
And then had to pay... I paid $40 for a photo, signed autograph, and like conversation time, essentially. Like, I probably could have stood there and keep talking to him. He wouldn't have cared.
The guys
he
on
didn't
hashtag Dork were talking about that, about how the celebrities that were there was sort of like they left. Like, they were the ones like, okay, well, we're going to go check out someone else. Like, those celebrities seemed pretty bored there. Like, you could have just hung out and talked to him, I think, for a lot longer. Like,
well, he also went on Sunday.
Right.
Sunday at any con, except for San Diego Comic-Con, is the slowest. I mean, San Diego Comic-Con is still the slowest day.
Right.
But it's packed.
Right.
You go on a Sunday at a small con.
Yeah.
It's going to be
in the fucking woods of Connecticut.
Yeah, really, yeah. Now, they said it was pretty, oh, well, they just meant like busy, like there was a bunch of stuff.
Yes, that's all it was.
Yeah. But even like while I was there, like I waited for one guy to finish up his conversation with Gaten.
And that was it.
And that was it. And then there was like no one behind me.
Before you got there was maybe 7 people in his line.
Yeah.
So when the doors opened, I'm sure a lot of people ran up to his...
Go check him out.
Go talk to him.
Yeah.
Probably little girls and shit like that. Right. Dave was, the burly man walking up.
I just asked him like, hey, man.
Your autograph.
What's up, man?
Standing in line with like a bunch of little girls.
No, luckily there was no little kids in line.
Line, nothing. It was pretty hollow, but...
I had a creeper in front of me before I went up and talked to Aaron. Maybe that's why I felt like I didn't know what to say.
The dude in front of me was really weird too. That's like, what the fuck?
I don't like being weird.
This
guy. Yeah, it was
weird. But yeah, no, Gaten was a really nice guy, and I talked to him about the season 2. Kid.
I mean, you forget, when you think about him on TV all the time, he's obvious, and most people...
How old is he, actually?
He's a kid.
Yeah, he's still young.
He's got to be like 11, 12 years old. He can't be that old.
He's fucking richer than me, charging $40 for an autograph.
15.
He's 15.
Yeah.
So he's small. He's
14
15.
now. He'll be 15.
He's a small kid.
Yeah, he's small. He is small.
Born in September?
Yeah.
Oh, that's when legends are born.
That's when legends are born. That's what they say.
I was born in November, so I'm good.
See,
I was born in September.
My Facebook has T-shirts that say August is when legends were born. But,
well, I mean, that's just a lie for a T-shirt.
you know how those things go. So he's really nice. He was a nice kid. We talked to him about season 2. They just wrapped that up, I guess, and that should be out in October on Netflix for Stranger Things. So
I think I've seen preview things for ads or whatever.
Yeah, the second season.
Talked about
just
that.
a little teaser, picture, it's coming. You guys did get some productive podcast networking done, though.
Yes, we met the guys from Poop Culture.
Yeah, Poop Culture guys. Yeah, we met him.
That was worth it.
Yeah, and the preview in the beginning of this episode, or the ad in the beginning of this episode about podchaser.com.
They put us onto that.
They got us hooked up with the guy who runs Podchaser. He gave us the 100 users free beta code. So, again, you can do that. Go to podchaser.com. When you go to sign up, use the code. You're going to need the code word to be able to sign up.
And that was Boston?
Boston. That's it.
And
if you
we're that early on to this.
Right.
We're literally one word, and we're a very popular word.
Right.
Boston.
Right, we came in very, very early, which is great because if this thing does take off, there's probably a limited amount of podcasters that are in this thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like immediate exposure because we're shown to more. And if you go to look for us on Podchaser, there's not a very great search engine there right now. So you have to put in B.S. space nerds. So, if you just type, B.S. Nerds or Boston Sports Nerds, it won't show up. So you got to do, B.S. Nerds. Then you'll see our account, and you can check out all of our podcasts. Then you can rate each episode, as much as you liked it or didn't like it, whatever it is. And I'm pretty sure you can leave comments. You can review each single episode, which is very, very cool compared to iTunes.
Yeah, that way we can get a better idea of, hey,
what things are working.
Guys, on this episode, you talked about this, and I think it's a bunch of bullshit. Okay. Hey, Aaron, I didn't want to hear you talk about the fucking con and how much you didn't think it was that great. I went and saw T.J. Miller.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
The dude. Was that at Comics?
It was, no, I saw him at the Fox Theater. I think that's what they call it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At Foxwoods. Which, the horrible fucking setup for the con, but for comedy in a theater,
right?
They actually have really nice theaters.
There's not a bad seat.
It's all nice. Gabriel Iglesias there.
Yeah, see, I've seen...
And I saw Jeff Foxworthy.
I've seen Dice. I've seen Tom Segura, and now I've seen T.J. Miller.
Tom Segura came? Yeah. Oh, I'm upset about that. I missed
it. Man. My
My
girlfriend loves him.
Someone else is coming to Comics soon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Steve Renazizi from the League?
Maybe.
I think it might be.
I think one of the other guys just came from the League.
Nick Kroll?
Kevin. The guy who played Kevin.
Steve Renazizi.
He just came. He came
God
last
damn it,
weekend.
I missed it.
That was last weekend. Sorry, I didn't know his name. But no, TJ fucking Miller. He was amazing.
That's awesome.
Jackie had never, and I had never heard his stand up, and she was like, what should I expect? And I was like, well, he's on Silicon. I don't like Silicon. Okay, so I don't know what to fucking tell you.
Right.
But you need to watch it. Because I got a good deal on these tickets.
Really? Yeah. So you got another shout out to the Pass the Effin' podcast.
Chad Dizzle.
Sorry, Pass the Effin' Popcorn podcast. Chad Dizzle Davis hooked our boy Aaron.
Hooked me up. Yeah. But he was good.
Real quick, I just want to, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
interject real fast. Chad Dizzle Davis is real fucking cool.
Yeah, no, he is.
His nickname is Dizzle. I mean,
right? Yeah.
Come on.
Before we go
That's
check out his
show,
name,
correct?
He could.
What?
It might be.
Might be his
middle name.
Might be his birth name.
Chadizzle?
It's Chadizzle Davis.
What would you like to name your son?
He just wisely.
Chadizzle? Did you sneeze at the... No, that's Chadizzle.
Chadizzle. No, Chad Dizzle Davis of the Pass the Effin' Popcorn podcast. We went and seen the live show, as we talked about last week. Before the show, he came out. He was really engaged. He was just talking to us. We were going back and forth about live shows, and we learned a lot there. Then after the show, he comes
You got
out.
the fucking Nomar fucking statue.
Yeah, he gave me that Nomar statue. Yeah, yep. Oh, you're not going to want this. You're a Yankees fan. Just gives it over to me, which is awesome. And then after the show, his buddy comes over with a couple nips. He's like, "Hey, you guys want to try this?" We're drinking with him in the parking lot afterwards. Just very random for a guy that we don't really know.
And then text me when I got home. Hey, you still want those tickets? Shit, yeah, I forgot.
Right.
And then like shows up at our work on Friday. Hey, you still want these, right? And I'm like, yeah, man, I'll take them, man.
And the thing is
I
like,
paid him yesterday.
We have a
or 2 days
mutual
ago.
friend, and like
She
was a
didn't
coworker
show.
for us.
Yeah.
She didn't show. And we work with a close friend of his, and we don't really know him. But fucking A. Like, he's a cool guy.
Like I said, and that's why I made sure I paid him as soon as he showed up.
Oh, yeah. Good dude. Good fucking dude.
Anytime someone's named Dizzle, man.
Yeah.
Goes right into the cool category.
That's in the good book.
Yeah.
That was
Thou
almost...
shalt name cool kids Dizzle.
That almost made my favorite quotes, was that's in the good book. Like the burning bush. And the message came through. I love that. You show me a hot woman, I show you a guy that's tired of fucking her. That almost made my favorite quote. That was a really good part. I like that segment. But so you got to see the show.
No, it was just awesome. I got to sit next to a pair of 60-year-olds.
That went and saw T.J. Miller, huh? That seems...
Well, here's the thing. They sat there and looked at me and they go, "Is he funny?" And I'm like, well... I find him funny,
so, yeah.
But I'm also 29.
Right.
I'm kind of in his demographic. I'm in his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I was like, he was on Silicon Valley on HBO. Not a clue.
No.
Okay, so why'd you buy these tickets? Well, they were a great deal, so I bought them.
Right.
Those
Same
are
here.
Those are people who have no idea what to do with their retirement. Just like
No, I think that's what it is. I think they're not degenerate gamblers. They're people that go to the casino all the time and they get comped on stuff, and that's probably the comp.
Oh yeah, okay.
But
no, degenerate gambling.
So but the guy, so
he has a real problem.
So the guy says to me, I mean, they look like they had enough money. My girlfriend was like, I don't, she's like, you always end up meeting people, end up talking. I was like, I made a friend. She's like, yeah. Did you exchange numbers? I'm like, no.
He's at the high rollers table probably right now.
Yeah, I should have gave him my number.
Yeah.
But he was worried. I was worried about them not liking it. He is T.J. Miller, as much as he uses foul language and has some weird topics. Mm-hmm. Very intellectual. Uses a lot of fucking big words. And I was like, I need to Google some of these.
Yeah.
Like, say it again so I can just play it into my phone because I can't spell it either.
Right.
And he was really funny. There was one heckler that literally said out loud, "I want to jerk your father off so I can see where you came from."
Wow.
And he paused the show, and he kept reiterating it throughout the show to just make that heckler feel like either a bigger piece of shit or part of the show. I wasn't really sure how he was going with that.
Yeah.
That was R.J. Miller, his brother, that he plants in the audience.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But it was a good show.
That's awesome.
The couple next to me walked out of there saying, "That guy is fucking smart. I like what he said."
Yeah.
And they laughed.
That's cool.
And the wife laughed at some really perverted jokes about like eating someone's ass.
You're right.
And she laughed harder than he did, and I was like, I don't know how to take that. And I look at my girlfriend, and she's not laughing, and I'm like, well, she was laughing, but
she's
not
where
laughing.
The party is.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, the old lady's where it's at.
Yeah,
She's probably like,
degenerate
that's what's happening
gambler.
tonight.
I don't think we already built this narrative.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was a great show, and he was funny, and oh my god.
All right. Do you got anything?
Joe.
Mayweather and McGregor's on.
Yeah. Oh shit, yeah.
Shit, yeah.
That
Totally
just got
almost
announced.
fucking segued that.
That's good.
So there's going to be, I don't know, you're going to watch Mayweather dance around for 12 rounds and win by a decision.
Yep.
But
point him to death. Yep.
I'm going to buy it because I'm a chump.
Is there
any chance that McGregor just snaps and fucking kicks him in the head?
Probably not.
No,
or tackles him or something.
Well, I was going to say there's language probably in the contract.
There
if
is.
he does any of that, it's automatically he's going to be. He'll
he'll
never have another dime in his life. He'll spend time in probably prison.
But it is in the contract that knees, kicks, obviously all that shit.
Right, it's a boxing.
Do you see him?
They had to put it in there.
Well, I was going to say
cover the bases. Like imagine
so
Connor.
you know,
imagine Connor goes over the whole thing. Like didn't say I couldn't kick him. He just comes out there and starches him with a high kick.
This boxing, like Jesus,
heel hook to the face. Just
I would not be surprised. It'll be. They were talking about this on EEI. McGregor's going to be the heel here because
have you seen what he started doing already?
No.
He's been posting like pictures like the fight is on, and he keeps posting pictures of him with Floyd Mayweather Sr.
Right.
And everyone keeps
like
commenting
the old
like,
man. Yeah,
that's Floyd Mayweather Sr. And he's like,
I know.
Come on, guys.
I get that. Yeah, he's going to be perceived as the bad guy by the time the fight happens because when they do their PR things, he's so much better at the shit talking and the fucking whole ambiance thing. Of like,
but everybody wants to see Mayweather lose.
But that's the thing is that it'll be spun by the time that it happens. McGregor's going to be the annoying one, right? Like he's going to be the one.
Maybe
and he is in every single fight.
No, I know, but that's also Mayweather's gig too.
Right, a lot of people like him for that, but he'll be the one that's like, oh God, shut up. You know what I mean? Like you want to see that guy lose.
I want McGregor to win.
I do.
I don't think there's a chance in hell he does.
I think the only thing that he could do if it gets to the point like you're saying, he just dances and won't fucking like he'll throw that sweet jab in there and that'll be the end of it.
Yeah.
All night, that's all he'll do is just jab the shit out of him.
Bloodbath. He's just gonna fucking cut him open. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what he's gonna do. But if McGregor gets to the point where he just looks at like, the fuck are we doing here? Why are we here? I thought we were here to fight. Right. If he starts calling that shit out, I think that's going to be the big narrative after the fight. Is that like, oh yeah, so now we're going to remember that why Mayweather is fucking undefeated. Oh yeah, because he fucking doesn't fight people.
He's the best defensive boxer of all time.
What McGregor should do is for the first like 8 rounds, he should like barely throw a punch. Like seriously. Barely throw a punch at Floyd Mayweather.
Right.
I honestly...
Floyd will come in to point him.
and Floyd's going to win those rounds.
Right.
Because Conor's never going to win a round fight. He's never going to win on rounds.
Yeah.
He's only going to win if he starches him.
Right.
What he should do is for 8 rounds, he should like barely throw a punch.
Yeah.
Floyd's going to point him to death. He's going to clearly lose those first 8 rounds. Then, since he's not afraid at all of Floyd knocking him out, he should legit walk him down through the punches and just starch him. Just throw for the last 4.
That's true. And just spend
because
all
he
your
needs
energy.
to knock him out.
Right.
That's the only way he's going to win.
Right.
He needs a knockout.
It's true.
And they say that Conor has like the touch of death in his left hand. Just like puts people to sleep.
Well, I was going to say, like, it's just funny that, like, for a boxer to be considered not the knockout guy.
Right.
He just doesn't knock people out.
No, I know, but like
he's just he's the greatest
when
defensive
you think
boxer
of every great boxer,
yeah.
Well, come on, he can still knock him out.
Right. No, I know. Yeah,
Nobody thinks he can knock out McGregor.
Right.
That's the narrative.
Right.
Your exact words. He's not going to knock him out.
He's not. I don't think he is. Right. I've seen some people say like McGregor's going to get tired and then he'll get a knockout basically
like a TKO type thing
due to exhaustion.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hope not. I hope it's a good fight. I think it's going to be fucking. It's
going to be a point.
I tried to watch the Pacquiao fight.
Yeah,
it was the most infuriating thing I've ever watched. I don't want to watch it.
I watched the Pacquiao fight though. Do me a favor and go back, and I think it's like the 4th or 5th round. Pacquiao catches him.
He does, yeah.
And you see Mayweather like get hit, and he's like, "Oh,
well,
shit."
his eye after the fight was
and he like backs
visibly
up,
showing
he like
got
backs
hit.
up a little, and he gets into the ropes, and then he manages to catch himself. Again, and goes back.
Kind of got his bearings about him. Yeah,
you can see Pacquiao catches him once and has him like. On
you also
the ropes.
said they're fighting at what weight?
154. And Mayweather usually fights at 147.
And I was gonna say McGregor's was fighting at 145.
He won,
but he was dying.
He won the belt at 145, but he was like odd.
But he also won the.
Look up the weigh-in. Look up the weigh-in photos. Someone took the weigh-in photos from Conor's last fight at 145, and then his fight at like 170.
Yeah, welterweight. Yeah,
and he looks like a completely different person.
Yeah,
he literally looks like a skeleton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, he's been fighting at what 155 now. He holds the title at 55.
He holds the title there.
But the funny thing is about, like I was saying, like he'll become the heel because like with everything. You remember he stole the belt from the guy at the
what was his
interview? Well, not yet.
Is that the one? Well,
the one where he reached over and took the title from the guy in front of him. It was his belt, and he was fighting.
There's one where he's like, "Where's my other belt?"
Yeah.
Where's my other belt? Because he has 2 technically.
Yeah, right.
So there's another champion. I thought he had to forfeit one title.
He did.
He did forfeit one. Yeah,
the 145.
Yeah.
Max Holloway's the champion now.
You know, the chair throwing, water bottle throwing, and
that was stupid.
All that kind of stuff Conor's great at. at becoming the circus, the draw of the fight.
The press conference is going to be great.
That's what I'm saying. So at the press conference, McGregor's going to be the annoying one. Right.
He's going to be great. Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So there's going to be this weird double bad guy thing going on. It's like, McGregor's fucking annoying. Floyd's a piece of shit. Like, you know what
that's
I mean?
the other thing that's the one thing as we like to make.
I like Floyd as a boxer. I don't like. Floyd.
I don't like him.
Floyd's
in general.
a despicable person.
Well, I'm saying not even.
You don't
that's
like
a given
style
for
of
me.
boxing?
I don't like the guys that. And it's.
He's a technician.
Nobody and I know people say like he's technically one of the purest boxers when it comes to like technique
for the actual sport of boxing. He does that really well. Yeah.
But I mean, my favorite boxer of all time is Smoking Joe Frazier. Like just the guy that could, if he had that thunderous left, and if he hit you with it, that left hook, you were going down.
Don't get me wrong.
I want a guy that can and I feel that's why people dog him as like not the greatest fighter of all time because he's not a heavyweight.
Of
He
course,
doesn't knock people out. Like if he knocked people out, every once in a while, people would probably be a little bit more on his side.
Dave said he has 26 knockouts.
Yeah, but they're all early in his career.
And later in his career, even one of his knockouts was like kind of shitty. Like it was that one where the dude like put his hands down and went to like hug him or whatever, and he like hit him in the face and knocked him out.
Yeah. Yeah, because they were hugging, and he went to go break, tap gloves with him.
Yeah,
and he just tagged him or whatever. Yeah. But I mean, like again, it's like you said, kind of shitty, but
it still technically counts as a knockout.
Right,
but it wasn't
and why are you putting your gloves down in the middle?
Yeah, you're a dumbass. The guy is a dumbass.
Right? Did you see the one of the two boxers? I think it was like an MMA fight. I think
where they knock each other out.
No, the dude fucking he rings his bell. Yeah. Right. Dude just turns around and starts walking like towards his corner.
Oh, it was a kickboxing match.
The kickboxing match.
And
guy turns,
knocks him out.
and then the fans ran in and started beating up the fighter because they thought it was a cheap shot.
Yeah.
The ref never said like break, go to your corner.
But there's also rules about not hitting somebody in the back of the head.
No, he gets him here. He wraps around him. Like the guy just turns his back to him and he fucking and you see him and his nose just comes off. Dude's leaking all over the ring, whatever. And then he goes back into his corner afterwards. And even the guy who calls the matches is like, he says, "Don't ever stop defending yourself." Because the guy, I mean, you could tell he got
he was probably out of it and didn't realize what was going on. 100%.
I think he in his mind was like, "Okay, I'm going to the corner. I don't feel good." You know what I mean? So he just walks and it's like, and it's a lot of people thought it was dirty, but I'm like,
I feel like that's why I dislike in like MMA. I like the fact that you don't get that shot and then have to get back up after a 10 count and you're already fucking concussed and now let's keep fighting.
Right.
Because I can will my way through it.
Yeah.
MMA, you get not rocked like that and a guy jumps on you, hits you fucking like 4 or 5 times on the ground and the fight's over. The ref stops it. Even if the guy's trying to fight back, they stop it because it doesn't look fucking good.
Yeah. Right.
I also feel guys that do that after they see they clearly fucked a dude up and the ref's not like that. I blame it on the ref, but I also blame it on the fighter.
Well, I've seen MMA fights where the guy is on top, like hitting the guy, and he's looking at the ref like,
"What else do you want me to do?" Yeah,
like, are you going to stop this, or am I going to have to hit?
Well, see, at that point, my mindset is I'm walking away. Like if you can't fucking call it, I'm going to call it.
Those are the coolest knockouts anyway, especially in MMA when they start someone and then just walk off, like they don't even jump on it.
Right.
The greatest knockout I've ever seen. Rashad Evans knocked out Chuck Liddell. That was the greatest shit I've ever seen.
Mine might be Conor McGregor.
He's had some good
13
ones.
Second,
yeah, yeah. But because I was sitting with a buddy when it happened, and he was such a Liddell fan. He all of a sudden became very angry and started using a lot of terms to describe this African American that knocked out his favorite fighter, but not using racial slurs, but using a word that I wasn't comfortable hearing, but also watching.
Oh, so he was a Boston sports fan?
Yeah. No, actually he's an Alabama fan, so that says a little bit more about the South. But watching him do that was just insane.
Did you see the Lonzo Ball commercial before we leave?
That was fucking phenomenal.
It's perfect.
It's the greatest.
It's so good.
So is he? You said it's Reebok, right?
I actually
Foot Locker.
I actually said this.
Okay, so it's not. an actual company he's getting sponsored by. It's a.
I said this. Well, it has multiple rookies in it. It's not just Lonzo Ball.
No. My point is, like, it's not Reebok, so it's not. He's not getting that shoe deal or
like I said it to my buddies afterwards. I was like, "It's a joke, right?" And they're like, "Well, yeah, obviously it's a joke." I was like, "No, deep down inside of me, I want this to be his real
feeling,
real feelings. Like this is how he feels about his dad."
It's so good and." Fucking kudos to the writers of Foot Locker's commercials.
Yeah, what a great idea.
The Tom Brady one, right? About you're just making assumptions. It starts with assumptions, and then it turns into assumptions turn into suspensions.
Oh, yep.
Remember that with the whole Deflategate thing? Yeah. And why can't something just be great? Because it's great. That doesn't mean that anyone did anything to it or whatever. It's just great. And then they had another one somewhere in between with another player, and I can't remember what it was. But Foot Locker for the past calendar year has been fucking amazing with their commercials lately. I absolutely love it. The Lonzo Ball one is so good.
Lonzo Ball has agreed that he is considering taking more workouts for different teams besides LA.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because they're not going to draft him. Speaking of great writing, though, involving Tom Brady, have you ever seen the Funny or Die with him in Dick's Sporting Goods?
Absolutely. I am the guy on the friggin' standee. I love that.
This guy says he's Tom Brady. He doesn't even have a Boston accent. Right. Or no, he does have a Boston accent.
I can barely understand what you're saying.
Yeah, what is that accent? He's like, I don't have a Boston accent.
He was like,
oh, look, he's like Wicked Chowder. Listen to him.
Do you want, are you Matt Damon? Right. All right, remember next week, separate episode, Hall of Fame episode. We'll be back with our normal format, and I know we did the format, but we'll actually go over some things that happened in Boston. The NBA draft will be coming up the weekend after we do our podcast, so we'll kind of get into a little of who we think they're going to draft, what they're going to do. Markel Fultz, hashtag Markel Fultz. The Red Sox hopefully would have won, let's say, 16 out of their last 20, or whatever.
16 out of the last 16?
That would be good. I don't know if that's possible. I don't think they play 8 games by next week.
They went 8 for 11?
So they went 8 for 11, and they would have to go 8 and 8 in the next 7 days. So that's pretty tough.
You never know. There's
good old doubleheader somewhere.
Yeah, I was going to say a doubleheader.
You're going to go 25 in the next 11?
Let's do it. 10 times out of 9. I like it. So that's about it for us. 2 episodes next week. Hall of Fame episode. Go on Facebook.com. Search groups, BS Nerds. You'll be able to vote for what gets nominated and wins our Hall of Fame episode. All right, let's get the hell out of here, guys.